Welcome back once again to the PlayStation Open Series. This time it is the NA Monthly Finals. I am Ringe, and once again I am joined by Nerd Josh. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Honestly, after that European showing, I'm ready for the NA. And I took a look at the bracket, and I literally know so many people in this bracket from so many different scenes that I'm super excited to see how this turns out.
Yeah, I was just looking at the top 8 as well, and yeah, we got a lot of heavy hitters in here, a lot of familiar faces, as you said, and it looks like we're already going to be taking a look at the bracket real quick. Jan, of course, who won the the NA Evo side tournament for Grand Blue Versus with the Ludy, legendary big body player. We've been singing his praises every chance we've gotten. And I mean, he's going to be bringing his talents once again to the PlayStation Open Series. We got A3 Religion, Not Enough Damage, Temple Nut, all kinds of dope players in the building.
I'm glad you said Temple Nut, because there's only 4 Love Heart players in KOF, and I'm one of them. So to see one of them up here in the finals, I'm kind of excited, even though a lot of my friends are up here too. I might be rooting for Temple Nut.
Yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting bracket, of course, as it always is for the NA side and Guilty Gear in general, right? It's just been an exciting game to watch, and it's been a real dope time. And I believe our players are going to be playing for a nice little sum of cash as well. It's going to be, I believe, the top 4 payout, as we can see here, the upper echelon resulting in the money. It's going to be $400 for first place, at $300 for second, $200 for third, and of course the $100 for fourth. So they're going to be battling out, trying to earn every dollar, every scrap, every piece of pride and bragging rights that they can get their hands on, of course. And you already know what it is, Josh. If you want to compete in these same tournaments, if you want to get your hands on some of this money, some of these bragging rights, and just in general, some great tournament experiences against some of the best players in Guilty Gear Strive, you can go to compete.playstation.com and make sure that you up your tournament game. And of course, you don't have to actually sign up for tournaments there. There's plenty of other info to be had by top talents and players and a plethora of video games in the competitive sphere for PlayStation. But of course, we are here for the Guilty Gear Strive today, and I'm so happy that we're going to start with Jan, Josh.
Yo, honestly too, and he's going against Borderlands, who's from SoCal. He's a big Uni player and BB Tag player as well. He definitely played Merkava and Uni, so I'm excited to see who he used in this game. Maybe Axel or something. I think it was Axel, but yeah, I'm excited to see how our SoCal anime players are gonna measure up in the top 8, especially against a player like Jan, who has been playing big bodies forever. And this might be a bad matchup, but if anyone has found a way to overcome it, it could be Jan.
Yeah, and Guilty Gear is a heavy legacy game in the sense that it's been around for a long time, right? So we're gonna see like familiar characters, but I always like seeing new players on the familiar characters. So of course, we're gonna start with our player card. It's gonna be Jan in H-Town. You already know what it is. Man's been around the block, repping Houston all day, every day, and he reps the big bodies all day, every day as well. So it's like, I like that you brought up like Merkava and Tiaxel, right? Because they both got like the long range normals. You look for similarities when it comes from players transitioning to different games and the characters they play. And I mean, Jan, you can see 8-0 in the PlayStation tournaments. My man hasn't dropped the game, and he is a big body specialist, a grappler main. And as you mentioned, Borderlands is going to be one of the young up-and-comers from the SoCal scene in the anime game sphere. And we got him up playing the Axel. And you talked about the Merkava, obviously, a lot of long-range options there as well. So that's what he's looking for in a fighting game character.
Definitely. And I mean, they've played a quite amount of anime, so they're no slouch to how explosive corner mix-ups the damage can go and all that. So I'm pretty excited to see this translation between both, because we've seen Jan across the games. I haven't seen Borderlands play, so I definitely want to see how this turns out.
Yeah, and I mean, Axel does pose a lot of problems for Potemkin, right? Yeah. Well, his historically bad matchups, obviously. The long-range character in the game going up against the grappler, it's going to be tough to make his way in, but we know how the grappler-zoner matchups can go, and that's if the grappler does get in, I mean, it might be all over for the zoner, right? So Axel is going to have to prevent however he can Potemkin getting in, but we'll see.
Axel does have 6 frame fastest normal, so that is slower. He does have to respect a lot more, and especially against a character like Potemkin. One Potemkin buster could be a pretty scary situation.
Yeah, man's can get blown up real quick. We're gonna start, and this is like a very important type of like the round start is very important in this type of matchup, right? Because you actually are gonna be closer to Axel at round start than you're usually gonna be. So,
nice.
This is so fast in this game.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a big key to this matchup. Is the application of Mega Fist, especially with meter, might give Jan some big cash outs on call outs in the neutral.
Yeah, I love that from Borderlands right there. Using the up Winston to drag him forward with a plus frame so he can get back to the mid screen.
Check it. Getting the hammer falls, but not the Mega Fist. What an air throw.
And you have nailed on the head.
Right? Oh, Garuda just hit it.
Yeah, I think he wanted that super last time when he got hit by Garuda. And, you know, as a fighting game player, I'm sure you've been there, Josh. When you would try, like, something on Wake Up and it doesn't work, you, like, have to do it again.
No, that's true.
It's like something that possesses us to just have to do it again. I'm pretty sure that's why he got hit by the Garuda the first time. I think he just messed up his super.
Yeah, the reversal timing is tight, but actually, when against Potemkin, when he gets up, the screen shakes. That's actually the reversal timing. You can use that. Oh, yeah. If you're trying to learn that timing, set that dummy to Potemkin stat. Wow.
That's definitely a cool way to practice the wake up timing. Oh, he's gonna have to wake up from another knockdown. Actually, he might break the wall. Nah, he's gonna wake up into the Garuda. Oh, he actually tried to prevent the chip, but like he actually FD'd too late, so he didn't even prevent it anyway, and then he still got pop bustered.
Yeah, it's when you block Garuda, especially without the FD, you're already thinking about 5 other options. You're thinking about, I just ate a jab's worth of chip damage, and you have to eat a 3-way mix-up, whether it's the same normal, another Garuda, or a Kara Pop Buster. So I don't blame Borderlands, but maybe they could try to not get in the corner next time more. I know it's a lot easier to say than done, even in a matchup like this. But
it's always great because sometimes that is the analysis that needs to be said, though, right? It's like sometimes you got to get hit less, sometimes you got to get not put in the corner. That's like just how it goes, man. And like against Garuda, I mean, it's plus 19 on block, right? Like you said, I mean, if you block 1 in the corner, you have no place to escape to. Your backdash isn't going to get you out of the situation. It's just going to get hit, and you're going to have to keep going with the guessing game. So it's like it's not even worth taking the hit once you're in the corner already, and it's just Potemkin's game to play. And I mean, I think a lot of people are, you know, championing that move as like one of the best in the game, and rightfully so.
I mean, sometimes it's just about the movement, and you gotta skip a turn to get the hell out. You know, you gotta get out.
I mean, mid screen, I'd rather eat Garuda than block it, to be honest with you. Mid screen.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Hey, if it clips my back dash and I get far enough away to not eat Oki, we can do this. But looks like this super is going to be blocked again. Oh, no, he actually... Oh,
never mind.
Yeah, he wanted to block the first hit and then jump, right? That's how you usually punish. But I think because he didn't actually get put in block stun, his timing was messed up.
Yeah, sometimes that unfamiliarity, you know? Big enough scramble, you know, you still get clipped on that up back or up forward. Oh, no punish.
Oh, Mega Fist again, just trying to bully him in the corner, but nice patience and the 2S from Borderlands. And yeah, it would have been useless to burst that combo there. He was just outside of actually getting affected by it. So good discipline from Jan, just eating it.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. The half circle back heavy to a conversion there. I like it.
And then Jan just trying to make his way in. Life is a resource in this matchup. Oh my.
Mega Fist, he's just coming.
It's so good, man. It is so. Oh, and then the pop buster as soon as you get knocked down. My God, now you got to guess for game. Well, what's he gonna do? Is he actually gonna break the wall here? He does. Okay, positive bonus. What's the neutral gambit? Oh, just the Mega
do it
Fist,
again.
Of course. Why would it be anything else?
Wake up 5P. It's fast, but not fast enough, and you know, just got right around it. For a move that long, it is fast.
Dude, it is so fast. And again, trying to bully his way in with it. The trade actually tacking on some damage at the end there. Good stuff from Borderlands. But yeah, oh my God. That is so smart because there's no upwards hitbox on that spin cycle from the Renson follow-up. So he just uses the Mega Fist to not only vacuum himself forward, but expose that lack of hitbox area. Oh, and he just blocked the reversal super. God, Jan is so good. Oh, 2-0. Just like that.
I mean, honestly, he's been getting around all of them except for the time he went for the punish late, you know?
Yeah. That was incredible stuff once again from Jan, man. Like, I mean, you can see the RC to walk up block, right? He just is always in his opponent's head. I mean, that's the type of reads you need as a grappler player, right? So you can just see his collected acumen over the years of playing these type of characters and just his ability to read his opponents. He's always been good at it. He's always played characters that allow him to excel at that. And it's just like working any type of muscle, right? The more you work at it, the more that skill or that muscle is going to grow. And his reading of opponents, I mean, it's only gotten better over the years.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up because honestly, with Jan, he will just walk you to the corner and show a lot of respect until he generally knows what you're going for. And then when that moment happens, it starts turning around real quick. You start second guessing yourself so fast.
And then like he just sends you in a spiral of like second guessing yourself, and then your confidence gets down, and once your confidence is shot, it's like the match is pretty much over.
Yeah, you definitely need confidence as a grappler because it's like a marathon, honestly. Especially this matchup. Like Axel still has to hit him 8 times unless he gets some really good conversions.
Oh yeah, and look at this Jan not surrendering any momentum at this point, bursting as soon as he gets 2D'd. Force Borderlands into the corner. PRC, nice double jump to avoid the air throw. Ooh, trying to read up back with the heat knuckle there.
Ooh, got away after the rainwater. Okay.
Good stuff now. Borderlands back at full screen. You've seen double jumping to avoid the rinse and follow up, but nice delay that time. Does catch him as he's coming down from it.
Yeah, got him laying right in the corner, but hammer falls out, gets that 6H to keep trekking forward, and now Borderlands back in the corner, burst immediately.
Yeah, that was really good stuff from Jan.
Getting the fan out and cooling off the pressure. Okay.
I like that. That was a good follow-up. Just making sure Jan had to hold something on wake up.
I mean, Jan was punishing those a lot, but I think he was just close enough to where, the commitment worked this time.
Man, okay, I was checking some frames on that because he FB'd Garuda, which would be like plus 21, and then he did 6H and hit him during, I think, the start of the jump, and the 6H is 23 frames, so, I mean, 19 or 21, it should hit the 4 frames of pre-jump that you have, but my man's got to be worrying about getting pop-busted right now.
Very true. And as you say, it flips with the stand slash, but Mega Fist still coming in.
Ooh, slide head absorbs the air hit and the Ric Flair chop in the building to send him to set point.
Like a half screen normal.
It really is. Yeah, stand for so good. Look at that, man. He's a block from such far distance away.
You're at the table. You're like, can I get that ketchup? Can I get that salt and pepper? Potemkin got you.
Yeah, definitely from anywhere on the table, we'll be able to serve you up what you need. Trying to serve up my man's Borderlands another pop buster. You know he's scheming on it, but right now he's a little bit too far away. PRC, you gotta guess as he comes down. Tries to send a prayer to him, but we block it for now.
Hey, he's got some damage and got out. He has the corner opportunity, but man, my crouch dust is better. Block this Garuda.
Yeah, they try to sneak into the dust afterwards. Oh man,
it's getting scary.
And getting that tab dust after the Garuda 20 frames definitely will catch like any type of jump, a frame trap as well. Oh, and then the Mega Fist, man. I just got done during the break. I'm a Guilty Gear fiend, so during the break I was watching Marlon Pie stream, and he just lost in tournament to a Mega Fist, and now I gotta watch this man lose in tournament to a Mega Fist. This move, bro, it is
unfortunate.
The bane of my existence. But you got to give props to Jan. At the end of the day, the man is once again, as good as that Mega Fist is or not, he's still gonna be putting bodies in bags, and we're gonna see how the bracket plays out early because Jan's already advancing here to upper bracket semis. He's going to be awaiting the winner of Razo, Sharp, and Ludy. And then, of course, we got A3 Religion out of the damage. Master CJ and Temple Nut. I didn't even see Master CJ was in this top 8. What?
Man, I'm like, Master CJ, he took an Infinity Gauntlet from me in Skullgirls Grand Finals at UFGT. So I know he's good. Yeah. Man, I'm still salty. But shouts to CJ. Good to see you around here. I'm glad to see so much Marvel talent in here because I know these players always have heart and always put the time in. So it's going to definitely be a cool top 8 to watch.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a really cool top 8 for us, right? Because there's a lot of Marvel talent and there's like some East Coast anime, SoulCal anime, it's dope. There's
KOF.
A lot of, there's a lot of players we're familiar with here from different scenes. So it's cool. And of course, at the top of the heap is Jan, as he always is, going to be in that upper bracket semis. But I believe we are going to be looking at the second game here in a bit. But yeah, man, it's a plethora of players, right? We're going to have Leos, Axels. I know A3 has this down as a Nagori Yuki here. I haven't seen his is
Yeah.
Nagoriyuki. But
Oh, you
like,
haven't seen him play?
no, but
He's done very well. He's actually
okay,
he's gotten Justin and he's gotten a lot of good players under his belt already.
yeah.
His son is in high school now and playing May. He's been bringing him to tournaments since Axon Core days. So the family's
Ooh,
playing together now, which is pretty cool.
that's
Oh,
dope.
Razo Sharp though,
Yeah,
ripping that Leo. Let's go.
I'm 20 years old as well. Young gun, 14-0 in the PlayStation tournaments. Holy smokes! All right, Razo Sharp bringing the heat with that Leo. My goodness. All right, following in K7's footsteps. Yeah, he is a PlayStation Open Series champion. Has won multiple BB Tag monthlies as well. So we're gonna be looking for him. And then Ludy on the other side gonna be rocking. 21 years old too. That's a young gun from Buffalo, New York, repping
Nice.
the. Yeah, the Griselda gang out there, 9-2 on the Ramlethal as well. So it's going to be looking like a heater of a match. Oh, he says his greatest achievement in his competitive fighting game career is that he's never lost in pools at a major.
Well, I will say Buffalo has a very strong Xrd scene on the low. They have a lot of dedicated players. So
Okay.
I'm interested to see how the young guns come out of here. You know, Ludy coming with this Ram. This should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely Ram versus Leo as well. I gotta imagine. I don't know how either really feel about the matchup. To be honest with you, I haven't really seen it too much myself. In like surface level, I think obviously Ram's range will present some of the problems, but of course she can get bullied if she doesn't have any meter to do a reversal super. So it's all gonna be about Leo probably getting in and then getting that first throw, that first back turn sequence.
True. I will say though, you're right. Not always making out of pools at majors is kind of strong though. You know,
Yeah, no,
I've been
that
playing for a
is.
long time, and I've definitely had some wake up calls when I thought a pool was free. I usually make it out, but I'm just saying to never make it out. You know, keep that consistency up.
Yeah, 100%. That is like, yeah, exactly, consistency, and that is one of the keys to I think succeeding in not only fighting games but life, right? Getting your reps in.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, what a throw on the crossover.
Yeah, that's what we've been consistently seeing. We saw this in EU as well, right? Anytime these Leos have tried like a normal into a Berserker slash to test these opponents, they are too good here at the top 8 PlayStation Open tournaments to be getting hit by that. We usually throw them pretty consistently.
True. Oh, what an over and after keeper. But I will say, you know, if you're right outside of the corner,
Bro.
those mix-ups are just as, like, they're even more dirty. But if they block, like, that situation happened, and you're back in the corner, it could be so bad to lose that position.
Yeah, and he got opened up by like the guard break purple beat combo, right? Which I don't know if the scaling works differently. I think it does, but man, they did so much damage on that wall break super. And I mean, he's just running it right back here as well. Gonna break the wall once again. PRC drift forward on the fireball, making him block. Ooh, flash kick as soon as he knew that his post frames were over, he was like, look, I know you're good enough to know when your turn is coming up, so I'm gonna steal that real quick. Good stuff from Razo.
Man, done in under 20 seconds. That was wild, that last round. Like, Razo was definitely feeling the momentum of that offense and just went with it. But you have to go with your gut sometimes, especially a game one, because someone has to set the pace.
Yeah, I mean, you heard him, right? Multiple BB Tag monthly champion. So if that's his background, he is very comfortable in high-paced, quick decision-making type games like a Guilty Gear. So you can see right now. And I don't know what it is, man. Leo I feel like some players are so meant for Leo in this game. And like Razo looks like he's just meant for that character. K7, Sonic, like all these Leo players, they just look like they're destined for this character.
Yeah, I mean, some people have that third eye of offense, so they get a smell of how you want to escape, and they're just on it, you know? You cannot show that you're bleeding off of any wound because they are following the scent anywhere.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Now Ludy, of course, going to do his best to kind of shut down that momentum. I really like that delayed fireball there, but ooh, that was sick, actually. The first juggling into the explosion on the sword. That was super cool, but right now that means his burst is over and Razo has the wall. He's gonna break it with a guard break maneuver rather than the super. We're gonna do at the neutral, just dashing, respecting the range on Ram, but trying to work her towards the corner.
Ooh, lockdown, respected. Okay, I thought flash kick was coming no matter what, but man, I like the respect on the Ram with all pressure, but it's like, oh man. I know how bad Razo wants to burst, but what a secret.
It wasn't a safe jump. I can't believe it. PRC as well, but yeah, doesn't really make anything happen off of it still, though he's going to get the pressure in the corner. Opens her up low, doesn't have any burst, but too far. And then the crouch kick is what seals it. I can't believe it.
I can't believe the 5P didn't vertically check, but, you know, was right out of the range.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ram already in the corner positioning strong, but now in the corner has to make the most of this, so we'll be blocking just as long. Yes.
Yeah, it's good. Ooh, yeah. My man Razo being a little bit overly aggressive here in the mid screen. Running into a couple of normals, but then baits the burst, and now it can all come crashing down. She has reversal super, tries to risk the command grab, but PR sees the recovery of it. Overhead opens her up now. Good lord.
Oh, man. Fighting back. But Razo just looking so strong, calling the shots perfectly.
PR seeing towards the end there to keep the pressure up, and again, not gonna let the free berserker slashes come after the normals.
Oh, here we go.
Really good hesitation right there. Not committing on that first block string to throwing the sword. Waiting for the second far S. That was definitely good patience from Ludy.
I mean, Razo waited a long time, but as that health drops down and you wait longer and longer, you're going to try and take a chance. And wow, speaking of taking chances, Razo's trying to skip as many turns as possible with these crossups. I love the double low.
Yeah, ooh, the quick RC as well, not letting the RC hit pro-rate the combo more than it needs to, and a Canadian burst right there, a little bit too far north for his trouble. YRC though for a little bit, and then the 6P to stuff the jump, but a flash kick staying alive.
Oh, what a... Was trying to get that gold burst, but ready with it. Lands, gets the scramble with the 2K. I almost felt like that 5K could have punished if timed a little differently, but maybe not. Works out.
Yeah, you saw him jump, like you said, he was looking for the gold burst and he got it. I don't know if he was just too late on the 5K on the button press when he landed, or if he was like too far up on the gold burst. Because like I don't know if he was like trying to time it to where he would block it a little bit lower to the ground or what. But yeah, that was unfortunate. Either way though, good stuff, keeping his turn going. And yeah, it's been a good set so far.
Yeah, honestly, the way Ludy's able to turn this around, I still feel like Razo is dictating the neutral and the pace completely, but Ludy's been a little more clutch in the situations, especially with these back throws to the corner and holding the ground. So maybe a little better of adjustment soon, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely been a fun match so far. The Ram versus Leo matchup is kind of playing out how I expected it to, right? Obviously, Leo has to do a lot of respecting in that far S range, but he's done a good job of kind of mixing up his options, whether it be like the raw berserker slash or like the air approach, and then like getting in with that 2S as well for some low profile tools. Like he's definitely done a good job kind of working around it. And the command grab here in the corner, that means yeah, the OTG into the guard break hits her in the sky. It's gonna be mad plus frames.
Yeah, I was talking about that third eye of offense earlier, but Razo is just showing a great example of that. Like, on these chase downs, really making Ludy really fight out the corner here. Yeah, nice. Waiting for the backdash. Well, the air backdash.
You see this in the air? Yeah, making sure he covers the whip throw right there. Very smart stuff. To get the knockdown. Oh, wow. Ended up in the corner. I definitely don't think Ludy was expecting that.
I mean, Razo earlier in that round got the wake up punches, but I didn't think it was going to happen again.
Ooh, staying on the same side, maybe Ludy was expecting, some button or tried to challenge a cross up with a button there, got counter hit for it.
Okay. Razo really trying to end this here, the burst bait. Yes, that's it. Is that under 20 seconds again?
Yeah, 87, about 12 seconds shaved off the clock right there.
Yo. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that low. Wow.
Yeah, you said less than 20 seconds, try less than 15, right? Just a little bit over 10. The fastest round we saw today was during the EU tournament. We did see, I believe it was a Seoul round up against like the Milia or something. It was 90 seconds still remaining on the clock, a 9-second round. So I don't think that's going to be beaten today. But yeah, man, in Guilty Gear Strive, sub 15-second rounds are quite common.
Yeah, no, and then that's why I bring it up. I'm nothing against the players themselves. Sometimes you just have to be more aware. Just the offense is relentless in this game, so sometimes you just get taken under. And wow, Leo right here. I mean, we saw this round, game 1, and was able to repeat it game 3. I wonder if Ludy can get that wall going. Defense, dun dun dun. Defense.
Yeah,
stay hit slash.
So he's got to do maybe a reversal super or something like that to try to stem the bleeding, let him take his turns back, because right now, Razo has just been running all over him, keeping that BB tag type pace up and making sure that he doesn't get to breathe. But
BB tag champ here, this is someone that can definitely live and die by the scrambles.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, ooh, I like that, going with the frame trap that time, catching Razo's defense. Knows that he's been pretty active with the challenges, right? He didn't really respect the flash kick, but sometimes you got to test him.
Ooh, wow.
Speaking of the flash kick.
I didn't even want to see the block string. I respect that.
Yeah, and this is a much more Ram wants to play, right? Just using the far heavy slash type game. Razo has been trying to bully his way in a little bit too heavily, but the Berserker slash game starts trying to bait out the super right there, what we were talking about.
Good YRC and still holding the corner positioning. Has good enough amount of health here to take it back, but you know, doesn't really want to do anything hard here from Leo. Oh, counter hit, burst right away.
Yeah, the clash sequence right there was going to go in Razo's favor. RC as well, who tries to nail over the headbutt, but staying solid in the defensive end for now.
Nice instant air dash right after the sword. Kind of felt it, was like, hey, they might just Rekka, they might do something here.
Yeah, definitely avoided whatever ground answer that Razo was going to go for. And again, exposing the Berserker slashes, can't get him for free. Tries for a little bit of a throw bait, DP bait. Doesn't go for it though.
I like the run-up, and Ludy was ready for it. This is the first time Ludy's really gotten started with the block string, but here's the flash kick again.
Yeah, very smart. Razo recognizing the fact that Ludy tried to bait it out last time, didn't give it to him, and switches it up. Ooh, we talked about that back turn punch hitbox, exposing the Berserker slash again, though. Ludy now respecting the wake-up options on Razo's in, jumping into the RC, goes the wrong way, gold burst up. This is all the meter he could want, and he could finish it as long as he doesn't drop this combo. Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think Razo had the right idea. He got the flash kick the second time and didn't commit the next time, but Ludy needed the block strings and kept committing and still got it. You know, kept that persistent strategy, was just like, hey, if you're gonna kill me, you gotta compete. You gotta actually play the game and keep doing what you're doing. I don't think you're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, this was definitely a good adjustments from Ludy. I think, again, this character can kind of stabilize the pace a little bit better in this matchup, right? And that's exactly what he's done here in the game 4 to kind of even up the set, is kind of make sure that Razo hasn't been able to get as many Berserker Slashes off. We have seen the Berserker Slash still been, I think, his primary way to start his game, actually, but it's still been shut down a lot more now. The ground approach has not been working out as much. He's been ready on a couple of the air sequences with 6Ps as well, so he's definitely looking a much better, much cleaner in the neutral than when the set started.
Indeed. And especially now at the corner game's getting more solidified, maybe we'll be able to get a read on these dashes out or the flash kicks, you know? Ooh. Wow. What a parry. And the whiff punish ready.
Wow, long distance on the 6P right there, just using the upper body invo. That is definitely one way to challenge Ram's far normals. You can expose it with a 6P, and oh my god, it's gonna be mad damage again. Yeah, oh no. I'm telling you, the guard break into the overhead open up, the scaling is just so minimal. Man's gets deleted.
Any hit on the wall with that super is scary.
Yeah.
it's breaking. Ooh, Ludy not afraid though. Just like, hey, just let me play. I'll bring it right back. We have a game 5.
Oh yeah, get snatched out of the Berserker Slash. This is good stuff. Ludy, as you mentioned, just complete control of this round. What a way to bounce back. YRC, he's just taking a jump out here, respecting the meter on the Ludy side.
Ooh, I really like that low. And burst right out. RC to just get some more grounding and gets the grab again. What an OTG.
Yeah, very smart stuff right there to get that last bit of damage he needed. And we are in a final round here in our other winners quarters match.
What a good set. You know, the competitive adaptation here, even though both players are being incredibly annoying to each other, has been great.
Yeah. Right now, Ludy again, just looking to stabilize the neutral, right? And just harassing him with that far slash. That's what this round has primarily been made up of. And again, look at this. About 5 or 6 far slashes have hit. Even more, he's made block.
Nice 2K punish into the forward kick. Get that hard knockdown and gets the overhead. We're going to the corner. What a loop.
Yeah, but this is the way it goes, right? You stabilize the meta for so long, and then Leo gets his way in one time. You got to start guessing. Commits, yeah, but again, stops that. RC as well to drag him towards the corner, spins the other sword as well, gets both of them up, blocks the YRC, but doesn't punish. No, that could have been the set.
Has them in the corner though, but we see Leo here. Leo's not cared a lot. Runs out, yes, exactly. The respect here though, still in the corner, has a burst.
He has so much respect being shown. Oh, again, bursts out to save himself. A little bit life left. Oh, but stuff. Yeah.
I feel like it was like a late reversal or just tried to hit something, maybe throw. I have no idea. Actually,
yeah, we saw the counter hit come up on the screen, right? So it was some type of option from the Leo. Yeah, the flash kick, I believe, would have won at that point. I believe the invincibility would have started up quick enough. Probably the throw. That's what most Guilty Gear players usually go to for like the security blanket on defense, myself included. But man, I mean, what a clutch win right there from Ludy, actually able to clutch it out, man. And I want to see the bracket and how it's playing out here. 3-2 over Razo just by the skin of his teeth up against the Leo, and he's going to be going up against the Potemkin as a reward. Good luck with Jan, my friend. We're going to be going to A3 Religion and not enough damage, and then Master CJ and Temple Nuff. But yeah, A3 Religion and not enough damage. Definitely two names we are very familiar with, right? Obviously, A3 Religion from the East Coast anime scene, one of the staples of it. You talked about it. I saw recently the picture, the tweet he put up about how, yeah, his son is attending the locals now, playing in them, not only just attending them, right? Entering the tournaments himself now, starting high school. And yeah, I mean, he's a veteran of the scene, going to be playing the Nagori Yuki here in a little bit. And then on the other side, not enough damage, obviously a veteran Marvel player, and just in general, a veteran of the fighting game scene that's been putting it down for a long time too. 3 EVO finalist medals, 3 years in a row for Marvel versus Capcom. So yeah, I mean, that man is a monster too.
Don't forget with A3 though, he does have an EVO top 2010 top 8. So, you know, we got some medal holders here. You know, there's a bunch of veterans on the scene, and they've definitely won their piece of pie before.
Yeah, so let's take a look at their player cards here, starting with A3 Religion again from New York in the building, East Coast. Always a very strong when it comes to the fighting games. And my man A3 Religion is no different of a story. Going to be rocking the Nagori Yuki, and he rocked Sin in the last game, right? So definitely a little bit.
Sin and Johnny. Johnny's his original
main. Right, that's right. Yeah, he's a Johnny player. That's of course.
He waited for Johnny, but yeah,
but you can see 10-0 in the PlayStation tournament. So yeah, I mean, this man is not to be trifled with. Again, I haven't seen him play much in this game, but I am looking forward to it because he is always bringing lethality to any type of game he plays. And then on the other side, not enough damage, rocking the Potemkin, right? I mean, we've already seen the damage that this character can do in the hands of Jan. Not enough damage, also a top level fighting game player. He's going to be making people pay, and he's going to be making people hurt, best believe.
Yeah, I mean, there's another grown man. You know, he puts them work pants on in the game and off, and he's always doing work. Eddie has definitely been one of the hardworking Marvel players that didn't really need all that credit. He just wanted to prove it to himself all the time, and he time and time again, he has always done it. So we welcome Eddie in this Guilty Gear scene. I'm excited to see these two go at it because, you know, he's definitely been playing against a lot of players. I'm sure entering all these southern tournaments, he's ran into Hotashi a good amount. So I'm wondering the experience between these two will be. But I know A3 Religion's probably played Shine a good amount as well. So I think it'll just be a good match overall. You know, you have two veterans of the game going at it in a game they really care about. And they're both kind of like family men, so you know they care about their game time. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Potemkin versus Nagori Yuki is an interesting matchup to me as well because, like, Potemkin obviously has great range. Nagori Yuki does as well, but he usually has to get to level 2 blood, I think, to really bully Potemkin in that type of range. Before that, Potemkin's buttons are pretty quick. Definitely going to be able to, I think, contend with Nagori Yuki on the ground. But of course, that's just in the normals, right? We got like Mega Fist and Beyblade to consider and all kinds of other nonsense. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how these players utilize their tools.
So instead of reflecting,
I actually, you know, I get it now why Ned's playing Potemkin, but I thought he would play other characters. It's cool to see him playing. I mean, it does compare to like a Sentinel pick, so like I get it, you know. But I think it's pretty interesting to me. I think it works though.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely been doing work with it, and it's fun to watch for sure. He looks comfortable on the character, and that's really what I look for when I see players that are playing characters that I don't expect them to. And if they look natural, they look like they're good at using the tools, and I'm like, okay, this makes a lot more sense than I thought.
A3's a Johnny player, so he loves big, obnoxious mid-normals, and he's just throwing that crouch heavy out. I don't blame him.
Yeah, and then
what a forehead.
Of course, this character with the special cancels, harkening back to Sin as well. So really, both of his characters.
Sure. Yeah, no. Oh, the hammer fall. Using the armor pristinely, just calling out the normals.
Wow, I really love that super jump right there. Kind of calling out the fact that he's going to hammer fall in. What? Challenging the Garuda with the super, but it only clashed.
I wonder if it's a range thing.
Oh, yeah, it has to be that hitbox on the Garuda, I believe. Once, like, it's on the gun, I think it's, like, all hitbox. So just clashing right there. No hitbox to be found.
Ooh, the spin.
Taking it, but nice. Yeah, using the close sets, it was already too active for whatever not enough damage was trying to do. Oh, it actually hits this time. Gets the juggle with the 4S combo. That's going to drain a lot of the blood. Yeah, you can see now it's going to give him access to, like, a Beyblade or a Fukyo because of how much it drains.
Nice check with the 5K. Try to get under and does. Wow, I almost thought he was going to get hit.
I can't believe he knew he was going to end up on the other side and block the Mega Fist the right way. Like, yeah, what?
I might have played this matchup.
Yeah.
Wow, right out the air.
You mentioned a very prominent New York Potemkin and Shine, right? Yeah, it definitely looks like he's played him once or twice. Oh, and then the bite as well. It's going to be all Nagoriyuki at this point. I'm surprised he didn't actually block that. It's the gold burst. It could be time for not enough damage, especially with a big charge dust. He's going to get burst at the end of this and uses it immediately. He doesn't want to eat the plus frame scenario at the end of that.
Crouch heavy, though. Even with the low blood rate, when you're stuck in the air, that big of a character, there's nowhere to really go. You might be able to clash with a jump dust, but I have not labbed that. Someone can yell at me in the chat. I'm not looking though.
Yeah, but like even to have the wherewithal to like try to clash with that 2H or that would speak volumes just alone, right? So yeah,
you got to be ready for the follow-up though. He might just be shadow dancing on you or something,
but
or another one.
We talked a little bit about during the EU tournament how we're starting to get to that level of Guilty Gear for Strive though, right? Is that we are getting to that point where people are intentionally clashing in scenarios and then being ready with the follow-ups. And something I didn't mention in the EU tournament that you reminded me of right now was I've been watching a lot of Blood Mummy and Peppery Splash, right? My Zato brethren, of course. And both of those players have been using a lot of IBFD on certain wake up options, right? Using the OS to like just kind of already holding the two buttons and then trying to time the block properly, right? And it's just it's awesome to see that like people are already starting to explore and crack those options open. It's dope.
I like that because in the beta, when it was just a little bit easier, it was a very strong option to wake up IBFD. So now people are just mastering it, even though it takes a little bit more timing. It's really cool at some late game stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool to see players cracking this game wide open as we expected them to. And then again, the 2H, as you mentioned, man, he was a level 2 blood gauge, and it just rules the land, the sea, everything when it's like that.
Oh, that's super good. Well, ready for it.
Yeah, but air blocking it, I believe, is pretty safe once you do that. So.
Oh, I didn't want to deal with the Garuda at all.
I don't blame him, especially with where he's at on the screen. Yeah, even though he's in level 1 blood, he could still kind of like stop the approaches with the 2H. Really delayed Beyblade right there to open him up. Oh, he's actually gonna pop.
Oh, got him.
And again, the Garuda hitbox. There's no hurtbox on that joint, bro. So again, it just like completely bypassed the hit of the blood gauge pop, and then he gets in and pop busters for the rest of the health. Man,
what a sequence there. A3 trying to get right back to it.
You just sliced him in half, bro. When the raw 6H hits, it is a violent strike.
Well, you said it.
Couple of Garudas. My man is trying to turn the violence up.
We tried to scout out, but landed right out of range. And now with the PRC, thrown out. Gold burst on the Garuda. Okay, best case scenario.
Yeah, literally. Not even choosing to spin any on a YRC or a super just yet. There's the super.
But the weight. Wow.
What? Yeah, I actually left him close enough to get the command grab. You do not see a lot of 5K into bite from the Nagoriyukis, or not even 5K, 6K into bite, excuse me.
Yeah, the delay there, had a little bit of respect because maybe thought the spin was coming.
Yeah, no, super great recognition from A3 to know that he was in range for it. And then, yeah, as you mentioned, like there's so many times you delay on the Beyblade or something like that, it just catches people blocking.
Damage
from that range. Yeah, guaranteed pop buster after OTG into another Garuda. Oh, tries a great backdash, but he's gonna aggressively burst to keep this momentum going. Tries for the dust.
Good block.
Yeah, burst anyway. Doesn't want to deal with that. And then air throw. 6H OTG Mega Fisto.
The check though gets the damage. Runs up again. All this pressure, but no, commits to it. It's like you have to come in at this point. You're almost at level 2. I could actually spend 2 more Mega Fistos.
Yeah, exactly. And back Mega Fist in the corner, why not, right? You're already here. It's plus on block. So yeah, I mean, a good option always for Potemkins to go with. And we talked a little bit about, we alluded to it at least at the very start of this set, that kind of Beyblade Mega Fist interaction, right? Mega Fist does a great job at avoiding that Beyblade hitbox, and you saw it right there. Even with the delay, the Mega Fist is so fast and it moves him upward, and it feels like his hurt box just shrinks into a shell. I feel like it never hit this man. And yeah, he exposed that Beyblade at the end there. Great stuff.
No, you're right. And I mean, with the Mega Fist, you could cancel it out of other normals to make it go even further or back. You know, True. What a movement option. You know, the awareness that the Potemkin player has with that move, you know, even in a bad matchup, they can be where they need to be and get that counter hit. So that's really good awareness to commit to that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you see both these players are very well versed in the matchup from what I could tell. Like, they definitely do not seem to be getting clipped by too many things. And like, advanced stuff is working on them, right? Like, we saw like that 6K command grab. Like, that's not going to work on a lot of people that aren't familiar with this matchup.
Yeah, you have to earn the respect there. And both players have been doing a good job of making each other second guess or forcing them to play each other's games.
You really got to make the Potemkins to respect your meaties, though, man, because they love to wake up with that Mega Fist. It dodges so many things that you think it's not going to.
Right?
Nice.
And then once you get hit with this OTG and the Garuda, oh no. What a super, though. A3's going to crack that glass.
You have optimal combo right there. Going to get some blood gauge drain. Just walked up in his grill and command through him. The YRC does connect, and he gets a pop buster to start it. Okay. Yeah, the immediate burst from A3 right there. Okay. I actually like that burst. Even if he only has a pixel of health left, why even put yourself in a scenario where you might have to guess for more games?
Yeah, they're mid-screen. All they needed was one special, and with no blood gauge, like that could be the block string. You know, you just throw it out there and waste all their needed.
Yeah, burst up immediately as soon as he eats the 2S into the Beyblade. Ooh, 2H out the sky.
Right? Oh, again!
Yeah, the trade that time. A3 Religion will take that most definitely. Even was ready with the Fukio to try to apply pressure afterwards. PRC into the air throw. It's not enough damage this turn. Makes him block a Garuda. Ooh, catches the back dash. She caught him grounded too, so he gets the sweep.
Man, A3's in trouble. Ooh, nice lows. Calling out with the OTG. Dash up, dash RC, air throw.
This is ridiculous.
Right? Just knew where to be. What a goal burst.
Yeah, I can't believe that burst didn't affect him. Oh, he just taking the 2H with a slide head. That was too sick. Oh, the Mega Fist dodging the Beyblade, but dodging it too far forward.
Yo, the dash under?
Yeah.
What?
Sailed under the Mega Fist. Oh, man, this is, yeah, I mean, we expected a good set from these two. Obviously, we hyped them up beforehand as two incredibly great fighting game players, and you can see why, right? Like, this has definitely been a dope set. One of my favorite sets all day already.
Yeah, the exchange has been pretty wild. Like, a lot of the times, them scoring damage is just straight up, like, offensive callouts. You know, it's not, they're really showing a lot of awareness of where to be in this matchup and how to get out of a lot of stuff, especially these gold burst usages from A3 and, you know, all these Mega Fists callouts on the other side. You know, they both have a good read on each other's head.
Yeah, and like that drift RC up too to snatch him out of the air with the air, that was ridiculous. I was like, okay, you are a real Nagoriyuki player. When the Nagoriyukis are like moving with drift RC in neutral, like for situations like that, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll bow down. That is a lot of respect I'm showing you.
I am in the New York chat, and A3 is always looking for games and matchups. He's always trying to dig up anybody, any skill level. So, like, shouts to him. You know, he just wants to get better at the game regardless.
That's awesome, man. And yeah, and that's dope, right? Because you can really learn something no matter what skill level you play, right? Like, even if you kind of dwarf the person that you're playing against in terms of skill level, there's still things you can practice, and there's still things that you could try out and learn. And because I mean, that's just how fighting games are, right? There's so much to dig up. There's so much depth to them.
Definitely, especially in a game like Guilty Gear. This is matchups the game. You just climb the mountain as long as you want. Ooh, nice touch, heavy.
Yeah, the 2-8 finally making its way, finding a Garuda hurt box. Ooh, and then stuffing the far S with his own 2S attempt right there. A3 Religion. This is the type of Nagoriyuki rounds that you expect to see.
right? The super cash out, huge damage.
My God, right on the edge of the max blood gauge too. Not like we're even gonna get to that point, as it does kill. But man, great resource management.
An A3 a round away here from closing it out. See how not enough damage can bring it back. And wow, what a crouch dust to start it going.
Oh my goodness, and then a stand does charge version. Yo, this man Potemkin's charge dust combo always cracks me up, and it always deletes the health bar.
That's his favorite button right now.
Trying to get in there. Oh, the Garuda catching the backdash. Yeah, still going to allow him to get Oki, and of course the Pop Buster. You finally stood your butt on the ground, and that means you're going to the sky.
Where you going? He saw some green and was like, yeah, I can scoop that.
You want an FD, bro? You want to give me plus 21? All right.
Yeah, when you see that green glow go, it's time to hold up the earth in your hand.
Oh, and then again, now A3 Religion going to be cashing out with that super. Empty blood gauge too, so he's going to be able to get real wild if he wants to. Fukio for some pressure here. He'll be at plus frames as well because of the super knockdown. Yep, blocks the gold burst, doesn't quite get a punish out, commits the far string. He didn't have RC to cancel it either. That's why not enough damage. Tried to challenge and then opened up with the delayed Beyblade. Classic Nagoriyuki stuff right there at the end to close out the set.
Yo, let it rip, man. That all he did was the RC at any point and got the hit. But even if he did block, would have been 0, would have had to guess some more and would have been put into another predicament. So I don't blame not enough damage. Really brought it down to the wire, but we'll be going down to the lower bracket now in the Open Series finals.
Yeah, definitely good stuff to both of our players so far. We can see how that shakes up the bracket. Of course, it's going to be A3 Religion on that Nagoriyuki moving forward, awaiting the winner of Master CJ and Temple Nut. And of course, a Razo Sharp defeated the Borderlands and that Axel 3-0 already in the lower bracket as well. So he's going to be moving on with that Leo. But yeah, man, we talked about in that A3 Religion not enough damage match how they utilized a lot of things that required the other player to be good. And I feel like at the end there, I mean, that illustrated it perfectly, right? The fact that A3 Religion committed to the far SSS block string right there, which is incredibly negative on blocks, super punishable, but he didn't have any meter. So when the Nagoriyukis don't have any meter, you don't expect them to commit to that, right? Because they can't RC it to make it safe. And that ended up catching not enough damage because he thought he would stop at the second hit of the far S, but he didn't. And then at the end after that, right, the delayed Beyblade, we talk about how good that is just in general. It catches so many people. I mean, yeah, that was a really good stuff from A3 Religion. But of course, that is that matchup, and we're going to be moving on to the next one, which I believe is going to be starting with Temple Nut. And you know, Master CJ in the building from New Jersey. You already know what it is. Master CJ, a longtime Marvel player as well, has been putting it down. I'm glad to see him because, yeah, he was MIA for a little bit, but he's 13-3 here in the PlayStation Open Series, so he's been putting in work.
You'd think he's MIA, but he's actually been winning some of these online tournaments or placing in Soul Calibur and BB tags. So he's just been on the low right now.
You know, I'd be forgetting that he's a good Soul Calibur player.
Yo, there's just so many events now. It's hard to keep up sometimes. But Temple Nut here won KOF 14 at NEC, I believe, 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Very strong KOF player. Holds it down with Loveheart, one of my favorite characters. There's only like 4 of us in the world. That's why I got to shout it out. But yo, both these players, I know they're strong, good players, but I don't know if they've played each other in a game before. And the one thing, I'm not sure who Master CJ is using right now. He's really strong at following the meta of a game and finding a character that fits his strengths. And I could see him playing Milia or Ram right now. So I'm interested to see where he goes.
I think those are 2 excellent choices for sure. I'm trying to think of like somebody I could see Master CJ on as well. I think you nailed it. I could see him being a May player too, honestly.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I don't have any info on that. Of course, we saw Giovanna for Temple Nut. He also secondaries Gold Lewis, but Gold Lewis is not legal here at the PlayStation tournament this time around. He will be legal, I believe, the next go around. But yeah, so he's going to be sticking to the Giovanna most likely here. And I think that's a great fit for any of the KOF players as well. Like any type of high mobility character. I mean, and I think the strike throw game as well for Giovanna like kind of lends itself a little bit to KOF just because of how fast her dash is. So yeah, definitely gonna be interested to see how he plays the Giovanna, and then what Master CJ is playing, I still don't know.
Yeah, no, honestly, and I like you brought that up. I think Gio really fits like KOF player style because she has really good buttons, but she does have that rush down and good jumping normals that you can't really anti-air clean unless you're on point. So like definitely fits those rushdown centric or jump centric styles. So I'm excited to see how TempleNut's going to call this ground game out with Geo's jump slash and etc.
Yeah, like she doesn't have like a hop, but like she has a lot of safe jump setups, right? Like off of like OTGs and whatnot. Just think like KOF players would feel at home in a situation like that. I know, like, again, like I would play Giovanna if Zato wasn't in this game, but you got the nail on the head when it comes to Master CJ's character, right? Milia Rage in the build.
Ooh, there we go. I think I saw him play Milia in an event prior, but I could see him playing Ram too.
Yeah, Ram, I think, is definitely another character that makes total sense.
Actually I did, because the cross-up disc is the Master CJ in this game, which was the Magneto Assist teleport in Marvel 3. So.
Yeah.
He does have a mix-up coined after him. You do have to watch out.
That's always going to be scary. And Master CJ, one of the most lethal players on any type of mix-up characters. But man, that dash far S, it really do feel like a full screen.
The pressure is on, and you're going to have to play TempleNut's game.
Yeah, and then look, back-to-back throws. Now you're holding up. Now you're holding a close S into a wall break. Positive bonus as well. It's going to give TempleNut access to, whatever he wants. Goes with the wire C and throws him one more time.
Very nice, yo. The perfect. Definitely seems to have a grasp on what's going on right now.
Yeah, 100%. Already taking more hits this round though than he did last. Got exposed, and he burst immediately, right? I think a Giovanna player special. I think Giovanna players feel that she gets kind of bullied without any meter to reversal super on the ground, so they tend to burst pretty early. And of course, you build burst so fast in this game that it's worth it a lot of times to burst really early.
Ooh, gets the combo with the break. And the run-up. How will Master CJ get this? Oh, nice cross-up, but no full conversion. Spends the bar and ends up getting TempleNut falling out. They didn't get a full hit. Oh, never mind. Yeah, again.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Master CJ, leaving some damage on the table here. Oh my goodness, not whiff punishing that far S either. PRC, nice air throw tech. Again, the dash of Forest. Again, the dash of Forest. This time catching the back dash. My goodness, no. And then the close S as well. Master CJ going to end up surrendering his burst. And I mean, TempleNut, you got to feel okay about that. Ended up getting the burst when you had a pixel of life for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, TempleNut's still showing, hey, I'm dictating the flow here, but CJ from the top rope getting that crossover.
Yeah, now you got to be feeling a little bit uncomfortable as Master CJ, though, right? You got to make this offense count because you don't have any burst. If you do get on defense, nice challenge. Ooh, yeah, that happens so often, bro. That far S is active for so long.
I'm glad someone checked that, because in the Euro top 8, no one did. And now someone doing throw disc got beat out. Good job. Good awareness.
Yeah, most definitely. You see Master CJ looking for the FDs on the ground as well, just trying to get out of that range of the Giovanna pressure.
Ooh, nice counter hit.
Bro, I'm telling you, this dash of far S is doing mad work. Immediately bursts out, though.
Oh. Close slash, getting the combo here. Has her still in the corner. Good blocks. Ooh, on the bad moon as well. Let's go.
No punish on the bad moon, though. Kind of surprising, and we got a burst from CJ.
The run-up throw.
Yes. Should be able to break the wall and kill here with the wall break. Yes, indeed. Yes. Master CJ clutching out that first game. Very high octane action, though, what we expected from these two characters. So good stuff from Master CJ, kind of managing the flow just a bit better there, at least weathering the storm that TempleNut was putting on him, because that first round, remember, it started with a perfect from TempleNut. So that was a great mental fortitude and just adjustments from Master CJ.
Yeah, even when CJ got a grasp on that round 2, TempleNut almost got the reverse concept match and brought it all the way back. But, CJ clutching it out was like, hey, I got a glass cannon character. Stuff like this happens, and just shook it off.
Yeah, most definitely. He was ready. He showed why he's a veteran of the game, right? We said this man, Master CJ, has exceeded in plenty of tournaments, not only for Marvel, but you heard for Soul Calibur, for Guilty Gear Strive as well. So this man has been putting in a lot of work, and you can see these fighting game players that could bounce back from these type of perfects, right? I mean, Hotashi was talking about on his stream the other day. He was like, you've seen me get perfected in the first round and then perfect somebody 4 rounds in a row, Sometimes the run round of intel is what you really need to start understanding how to play.
I mean, the respect game is strong. Like, sometimes if someone doesn't want to respect you and they are unwilling to show that, you can return it right back in their face.
Yeah, and a really great jump S conversion from Master CJ there. Again, we talk about how good that jump S is from Milia, just as much as we talk about how good that far S is from Giovanna.
I really like these jump back from CJ. He's getting a lot of jump back heavy slashes and really turning it on, and some really disgusting mix-ups. Oh, again.
Having that close S as well. It's another button we highlighted for Millia. Great pressure tool, great anti-air.
Now I love when she's just chilling. She got a good groove.
You saw the 6P from Temple Nut. We might see that a little bit more there. Ooh. Yeah, it's blocking the last second.
Do you get a punish on IB on that? I never thought about that.
You might be. Master CJ, I just think wasn't ready to actually like IB it, right? He was just like looking to block it, and he incidentally IB'd it.
Nice. The stand kick forward heavy conversion. I like it.
Yeah, Temple Nut looking to steal this hard away. Try to force a round 3.
CJ dancing in the stars. The floor is lava. He's like, see me in the sky.
Oh, that
takes it up.
Yeah, Temple Nut timing when she was gonna land perfectly with the burn kick right there.
And what's great about that, that move has advantage, so it would have kept the pressure on. That was smart.
Yeah, very true. Again, though, you talked about those jump heavy slashes putting in overtime. Definitely been Master CJ's main use or main tool to start his offense.
For the call on the jump backs, you know, the ground game that Temple Nut's been providing is so relentless that CJ has to go to the sky here.
Great burst bait from Temple Nut right there. Yeah, it's a very common burst point for people. Oh no, waking up with that diss. I wonder if that was like a flub super input or what, but either way, the wall break damage is gonna be enough, or not even the wall break damage, just the splat with the whip kick up against the wall will be enough damage.
No, Temple Nut just running in there with the ambitious gameplay, almost said like a nut, but you know, when you're on it and you're getting those hits, you can't just call someone a nut. You know, maybe you can for fun, but you know, they're still on it. You know, they're getting those reads. That's why we call it a barre in our scene. You know, it's that super oppressive offensive gameplay that just sets your opponent to play your game.
Yeah, definitely good stuff from Temple Nut right there, able to control and bounce back from that first deficit that he suffered. Right, we saw Master CJ do really well with the Millia with those jump heavy slashes. We talked about the jump slash conversion as well, but Temple was never really discouraged, right? Maintained a very solid ground based offense. It was just kind of waiting. We saw a couple of the DP attempts, even though those the ones that got insta blocked. I still like where his head's at. So definitely good adjustments on both sides, but this is of course a tie ball game. So I want to see who actually can take the lead in the set.
Yeah, no, as CJ's been tightening up his mix, you know, we're not seeing as much wake-up buttons working at all anymore. You know, no more gimmicky stuff, just going with it, you know?
Yeah, but there's the DP attempt right there, but MSCJ not ready to take quite as much of an advantage of it as he could.
Got the jump, but was ready after the second air dash with the trade. Good damage conversion. Oh, cold burst, uh-oh. Time to cook with butter, the air super. What a trade.
What in the world? Okay. Yeah.
It still worked.
Indeed.
She's on ice, baby. She got them skates ready.
Yeah, wild scrambling in to the round. But oh no, Temple Nut going with the charge dust, testing CJ with a burst so far away. You just got to eat all that damage. Both as catching the jump out, he tried to dust him again.
What a block.
God.
Even dealt with the double dip, but I can't deal with the throw. Oh, again, went to the disc. It's not a real mix, but you can't just swing super on it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if he was like thinking that he would commit to like a falling jump K to try to keep it real or what, but yeah, unfortunately for him, a wrong read. But it's all right. Just a wake up, air dash in after the stage transition, and Temple Nut, you know, taking the set.
CJ worrying me with those H just after the throw. He's already been punished out of one, and it's not a real setup. You can jump after. They have to condition you with the fall kick. So I'm interested here. He keeps going for it, but they've already showed the conditionment that they're not being conditioned by this, you know? That there is no respect there. So I feel like CJ could tighten up a little more and not like just go for a standard mix and pressure, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you know, Temple Nut, I mean, he got his super baited at the end there, right? So I feel like CJ, he's got some idea of the type of defensive decisions that Temple Nut wants to make, but I don't know, maybe he could put it all together here with this game after this information, because I think he's got a lot of pieces to the puzzle, but he just hasn't really connected them.
Yes, like that first game was rough. CJ came all the way back, but Temple Nut, man, just running it all the way back, being like, oh, I know what to do.
Yeah, man, quick burst out again. We talked about how quick both players now are bursting. But yeah, you build it back so fast in this game that most likely, at least Temple now with the amount of health Giovanna has, will probably build back another burst before he dies.
Nice low to the corner combo. Bad Moon got her stuck there, and again,
yeah,
overhead.
Yeah, it was a 5K. You opened them up too. It was just like Temple Nut trying to hold up on defense that time. And you mentioned, right, Master CJ needs to go with a more clean, compact offense, and it looks like he's doing just that.
Smart. Ooh, what a cross up.
That was so sick. The cow pull, and yeah, with 100% tension, she'd be spinning her rims 2 times. So she able to take him down.
Can't burst out of that one, so just to make sure.
The dash far S again, though, for Temple Nut. So paying dividends time and time again.
Ooh, out the corner. Wow, they're just crossing each other up over and over. Leapfrog over here. What a run up, but no clean combo.
How far she gets like to activate close S, I feel like it's so much farther than a lot of the characters in this game. But a great super in response.
Oh, okay. Puente hitting post stand heavy slash, but called out. Oh, never mind, stand slash again.
The far slash, these broken wings. Oh, they do actually connect. Oh no, he burst the burst. No. Double up on the super. That's a wall break as well. It's going to be plus frames. Temple Nut does have 50 tension. He's going to use it for nothing. Doesn't block the cross up on the jump heavy slash. Master CJ tying up the set.
You know, even though it's so obvious, I felt like it was a landing throw after. I don't even, not even the low or anything. I just felt like a throw was coming. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff from Master CJ bouncing back right there. That was a heartbreaking burst, though. To like burst the gold burst while she was still invul, so she didn't actually get hit by the burst. Oh my goodness. And yeah, just falling directly into his hands because he wasn't a gold burst either, I think. So it was like more recovery on a regular burst as well. So it was like easy, even easier punish. That was rough.
So it's 2-2 now, right? Ooh.
Yeah, it's 2-2, yeah.
Ooh, game 5. Let's go.
Yeah, man, we gotten a lot. Yeah, it feels like a good amount of 3-2s here in the opening round for the NA top 8. Feels good.
They want to win.
Yeah, remember, top 4 is what gets paid out here. So getting into that winner semis, 1 match away from guaranteeing yourself in the money.
Yeah, you want to make sure, honestly. Ooh, what an anti-air with the forward punch off the bat. How it had the read.
Yeah, I was ready with the hair car extension as well. The jump S, my god, see how much hit stun that was on the counter hit as well. I heard a dash up and get the sweep.
Ooh,
my
nice low.
Goodness, Master CJ.
Unleashing the bonk guy. It's like he was having so much trouble getting these hits before, and now everything's just working on Temple Nut.
He had the bad moon and then whiffing that first button and making sure he still got the wall break with the jump S for enough damage. Okay, and Temple Nut, he just really hasn't been able to find a lot of answers to this air approach from Milia. We saw his 6P like once or twice, but he hasn't been able to find them consistently.
Man. Oh, wow, what a dash up.
Yeah.
Temple Nut was like, nah.
Man's wanted to play.
Bet it.
Want to play some offense. Ooh, long distance with the 5 heavy slash that time.
I like the conversion.
We have good damage here, respecting all the meter that CJ has, though.
Ooh,
1 super. And doesn't go with the second one. I don't know if it was a spacing issue or what, but keeping the meter locked and loaded for the next round that he's not going to be able to take it to, because that was a sick air throw.
Final round, and Temple Nut with these ambitious plays. I know Reynolds will be proud of. Damn.
Big air throw.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, and then falling with the button right there, exposing the overhead. Wow, she just landed into the last active frames of the far S. Oh no.
She only has like 5 billion active frames in her, right? The last billionth one.
Oh,
ooh, what an air throw.
Yeah, another way to shut down the air escape. Oh my goodness, the exclamation point as well.
Oh.
Any hit's gonna be an automatic counter hit. Help, please. Oh no! And all hits, it was a dust. My goodness, Temple Nut taking the set 3-2 off that. Oh.
And when you least expect it, it's a very sparkly overhead. You know what those shinies mean. It means it's rare. It's coming to take you out. And man, Temple Nut in the very end, it was actually looking like CJ said. It was looking like CJ downloaded that whole offensive play, but Temple Nut, really took their name, holding it down for Temple and Philly, and they're going on here. And I love Love Heart. Sorry, CJ. I love Love Heart.
Yeah, good stuff from Temple
Two great
Nut.
players.
Clutching it out right there. I think we're going to take a look at the bracket when we get the chance as well to see how that it shakes everything up here. Temple Nut going to be moving on to the upper bracket semis to face 8-3 Religion and then Nagoriyuki. Should be another fun match. And then Jan and Ludy on the other side with the Potemkin and the Ramlethal. Of course, Razo has already advanced into lower bracket round 2. And we got Master CJ versus Not Enough Damage in that lower bracket round 1. Ooh. That is, yeah.
That's like a CEO top 8 winners pool from back in the day, or a top 64 match. Wow.
Yeah, that is wild. And if you're looking to make top 64 and beyond, you can go to compete.playstation.com and start entering in these PlayStation monthly tournaments yourselves. Of course, they're free to enter. And there's games beyond just Guilty Gear. There's plenty of fighting games and beyond fighting games as well. So if you're looking to get into that competitive video game sphere in any way, shape, or form, I highly encourage you to check out compete.playstation.com when you get the chance. But I believe that is going to be a wrap here on the first leg of the PlayStation Open Tournament here for our first round of a winners top 8. Of course, we're going to be coming back with our winners semis matches. Please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back on twitch.tv/PlayStation. And welcome back, everyone, to twitch.tv/PlayStation for another grand finale. Well, I guess not the grand finale just yet. We're still here in top 8 upper bracket side for our upper bracket semifinals coming up. But it is Guilty Gear Strive, it is NA, it is Ringe, and it is Nerd Josh. How you feeling, man?
Hey, I'm feeling pretty good. All these matches have been pretty intense. I've definitely played the majority of bracket in multiple games, and they are going so fierce. How many? We already had a game 5 last game. Are we gonna have another one right here?
I mean, it's gonna just get even closer and closer, I think, as the bracket progresses and our players get up for that money, competing for the bragging rights, competing in general, just at a higher skill level, right? Because obviously the players are going to be climbing over each other, and we'll see how the results have already progressed so far as we take a look at this bracket ahead of you right now. It's going to be Jan in H-Town in our upper bracket semis going up against Ludy. It's going to be our next match right now. It's going to be Potemkin versus Ramlethal. But of course, A3 Religion taking on Temple Nut. And we can see some of the lower bracket will be playing out in the meantime, as well as Razo has already advanced to round 2 of the lower bracket. But yeah, man, I mean, this Potemkin versus Ram matchup going to be interesting, right? We already saw Jan take down an Axel, which is historically a bad matchup for Potemkin, right? Usually he's able to keep Potemkin outside of the range that he wants to be in via the 2H, the Rensen, all the various tools that he has. But I mean, Jan, experienced grapple player, we talked about it, made his way past that bad matchup, used the life as a resource effectively, and then once he got in, it made all those opportunities count. And I mean, Ram doesn't have as much range as Axel, but definitely going to possess or present similar problems to the Potemkin via her long range and just her ability in general to kind of keep away and stay in the air as a nuisance. But I mean, honestly think he'll have an easier time in this matchup than the Axel one.
You might have a point there. Honestly, like, Jan is one of those players that does his homework, knows his problem matchups and everything. And you'll see it in his game 1. We talked about this in his first match, but he'll show you so much respect and just, you know, play the match to get a read on you, and then he'll just let it all out. So I'm interested to see if the Ram player can, like, keep him blocking forever in the corner, because you're going to need Potemkin to be away from you at all times. And honestly, Jan's one of those players that I feel has ran into a lot of players here. You know, they're from Grand Blue. They've played SQ in more than just Guilty Gears. Yeah. So I'm sure he knows about that matchup in this game. So, you know, there's definitely a player that has the setups down, and Jan seems like someone with the prep time, you know, even if it seems like not in his favor, I feel like he'll be ready for it.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, the polls reflect our opinion so far, right? We're favoring Jan despite the matchup. The poll is favoring Jan, and we'll see how he competes up against the Ramlethal here with Ludy. And of course, Ludy, very capable. We saw very much super good on the Ramlethal, but this is just really a testament to how much we believe in Jan and how good he is on the Potemkin. But yeah, I mean, if Ludy can start his quarter game, I mean, the thing with Potemkin is he's a big body, right? It's not easy to avoid the big buttons of Ram or the type of pressures he presents. So it's not going to be like a Chip or Amelia that is able to score him out of the corner sometimes. He's going to be in the corner, and he's going to have to take a lot of that pressure. But of course, it's all about never getting there in the first place.
Yeah, the slide head from the start, using the armor, man, the cross up. Jan likes getting going with that. Wow.
My goodness.
As I say it.
Yeah, establishing the pop buster game nice and early. Ooh, and there's the avoiding the jump slash with his own jump heavy slash. All right, well, Jan, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, he looks like he knows a thing or two about these problem matchups.
True. But, you know, as the matchup continues to go down, Ludy will see where Jan's trying to obstruct where he's trying to be. And wow, never mind, was already ready with the forward punch. Burst. And Jan's just on point here, but Blockstring has to guess. Yes, the 5K.
Yeah, good stuff. I don't know what Jan was looking for right there. Maybe a Mega Fisto or what, but you might be able to see a 6P come out. And man, he is so good at blocking. And then he just uses the charge dust after. I didn't see the punish come up on the screen, but I mean, either way, opens him up for BRC catching the backdash and punishing it easily.
And man, it's your last wake up, you're next to Potemkin, and you just ate a billion damage. You want to backdash. Yeah. You want to hold up. And that BRC is just eliminating any defensive option. You know, you just have to react on point at that point.
Yeah, and I mean, that super is a -30 on block with both swords. So you should be able to get a charge does punish. Again, I didn't see the punish pop up, but it definitely works in terms of the frame math. And yeah, man, you know, I was actually talking with Kizzy a little bit about backdashers in this game and how they might need to be buffed because of the BRC and the PRC, bruh. Like, I thought they were really good at first, but the fact that now, like, you backdashing a throw and them OSing with an RC just gets you punished, like, ooh, that's rough. That is definitely rough. That wasn't the situation we saw there, but still, right? It's like the backdash
it
is
can be
getting
applied
caught.
Similar.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I like that you brought that up because honestly, a good player that's looking for it can react to your backdash with RC. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, man, it just makes it so much easier to punish with the slowdown. And of course, Ludy not wanting to take any pressure here. As soon as Jan finds his way in, gonna burst out, try to keep his turn. And now, yeah, it was a really good throw. He's gonna be able to pick up the sword off of that as well.
Yeah, you gotta grapple the grappler sometimes, you know? Oh, nice Mega Fist.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking of in the corner. I was like, how is he gonna utilize Mega Fist? How is he gonna utilize Charge Dust? Just like getting after the Garuda reset, bro. That was rude.
Maybe it's all the timing on the cancels and everything. Like, but he got hit the other time out. Maybe it was just wasn't buffered fast enough or something. Who knows?
Yeah. A little flick out of the air as well. That was a mad risk eaten because of that flick mid-air block.
Ooh, the walk-up blocks, I like it. Still not letting Ludy out of here.
Yeah, doing a good job of cycling between all of his options so effectively and always seemingly baiting the burst. Garuda eats it, and I mean, that means you're eating that hard too. Jan up 2-0 like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Ludy is a very strong Ramlethal. It's just Jan is so methodical. If you don't have a read in this matchup, he will walk you to the corner and just react to you. Like he has these reactions in multiple games. He's even so humble on his survey about tournament wins. Just wrote down the old Guilty Gear stuff. Was like, yeah, I got some other stuff.
Yeah,
but
and one or two more tournaments, you know.
But Ludy still not out yet. Still has been showing signs of putting Jan in the corner in these block strings and keeping it on. Can they get just enough to get these rounds to bring it back, though?
Yeah, that's really the tail of the tape, right? Is that Ludy has found some offense, but I mean, Potemkin's a beefy boy. You gotta hit him a couple of times before he really goes down. And I mean, he just, you know, crafts out the damage so fiercely that, I mean, as soon as you start blocking once, it feels like the entire game's over. And I mean, especially against Jan, that's just how good he is at reading his opponent. So we'll see if he continues this momentum or if Ludy can find some answers.
Nice check there on the dash up Spain.
Yeah, right now Ludy is trying to really harass with that far heavy slash range. But you can see Jan with the Mega Fist and the 6H, he has ways to kind of combat it a little bit. Ooh, right now though, he has not found them. Nice XP on the double jump as well. All right, Ludy is again having the right answers this time around. Ooh, yeah, the sword blowing up the hammer fist. Doesn't actually get the full combo though, and now he's got no swords. Oh, a little bit scary. RC to pick up the swords, get in there.
He stopped on the block string with the respect there, and no, slide head through the projectile. What a grab.
Not like this. Your gold burst blocked, punished. Jan gonna make you guess for the game as well. Hammerfall on the knockdown. He actually stays on the ground, doesn't get pop buster. My goodness, still though, all up in the corner, gets a slide punish. Not a big enough one. Mega Fist harassment game, does get the counter hit here, but the back Mega Fist spells the in on the far slash attempt. Jan on set point.
Right with the pixel of health, Ludy had it. Yo, these trades here, they are scrapping now. Jan trying to end it right away, but Ludy just trying to hang on and bring it back. What an air-to-air, gets the conversion. And to grab.
Go for an air throw. He stood at the distance to where he would bait out Ludy's air throw attempt and punish it. That was so smart. No. Yeah, he's staying alive for now. Oh my goodness, burst up. Putting out the ages.
Making it that much harder here for Ludy. Gets the gold burst, just the block. Clutch. Oh, checked.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
the 5P to end it all, right? Jan made so many hard reads, did so many great decisions, and at the end of the day, he just needed that one 5P to check any and all forward pressure from the Ramlethal. But that I can't believe he brought that round back where he blocked the gold burst and like ended up pop bustering and doing all that nonsense. Well, let's take a look at the bracket and see how Jan is already yet again in winners finals, a place he finds himself so often. And he'll be awaiting the winner of our next match is going to be A3 Religion and Temple Nut.
Ooh, so I'm not sure if I know Temple Nut plays 14, but I'm not sure if they play KOF 13. A3 Religion is a huge KOF 13 fanboy. So these two might have played each other in KOF before. So that should be pretty interesting. But in the Guilty Gear realm, they're going to be going in the Geo and Nago matchup. So this should be pretty fun. You know, we got the new age kind of players versus, you know, the veterans here. So this is exciting for me.
Yeah, I think it's all going to be about Giovanna trying to get into Goriyuki's face fast, right? Like, I feel like trying to prevent him from getting his blood gauge build up and just in general from starting to stay at that range, like Beyblade range to the far S and stuff like that, and far heavy slash. Like, you don't want to deal with that as Giovanna. And she has great ways to get in very quickly at the start of the match. So it really, I feel like it's probably one of those volatile matchups where it's all about who gets the knockdown first. And in those situations, you got to look at like the neutral, right? Who easier gets that first knockdown.
True that. And I mean, Nagoriyuki, he's the kind of character that you always have to be watching. Even if Giovanna is just rushing him down constantly, if he gets to that level 1 to level 2 break at one point, it's like she could get 2H there not paying attention. So wondering how Temple Nut's going to take that approach towards Nago, because sometimes clutching on him is kind of annoying.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, I mean, A3 Religion's going to know that, right? He's going to be doing whatever he can to prevent the Giovanna from getting that CQC, that close quarters combat going, because he's going to want that range where he'll be able to abuse his blood enhanced normals and like the special moves as well, the Beyblade, the Fukyo, kind of being able to bait out certain things from her as well. We'll see if like he makes any hard reads regarding that, right? Because of her dash momentum on her normals. If he's able to read like a backwards Fukyo that maybe he's looking for like a YRC or a burst bait on, he could get like a huge like switch of momentum. But again, that's like a pretty advanced read, and they'll have to be pretty familiar with each other, or he'll just bet big. We'll see.
They are both in the Northeast, so there is a possibility they have played another game. So I'm wondering if this will, you know, affect their decision making off the beginning. You know, when you have an idea of what your opponent likes to do, you know, it definitely changes a tournament set on your approach. Ooh, check to the forward punch off the bat. I like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised by that, but I guess, yeah, maybe he's looking for like her to press that far slash or that 5H. Either way, or maybe even looking for like a raw spiral arrow to start off. And that's something I was going to be interested with how much Temple Nut was going to test with the spiral arrow. Ooh, and it looks like 67%. I'm assuming in A3 Religion's favor.
Oh, Temple Nut?
Temple Nut's favor. Okay.
Yeah, that's Geomania.
Despite my man A3 Religion, again, he is undefeated in the PlayStation tournament. Going, he has not lost a match. Temple Nut still being favored here. I mean, yeah, like you said, that Geo is definitely not powerful, but you can see this Nagoriyuki keeping it tamed up already. Gets the 2K2D knockdown as well. Try to slice her in half, but yeah, that was going to be a big open up, and A3 Religion did not want to give that to Temple Nut.
I mean, both characters have a good amount of down players, but I think both characters are very strong and have good results.
Oh, the 2S also. That's going to be tough for A3. We've seen, I was going to say YRC instead. We've seen A3 very willing to reversal super, but instead gets the blood bite to be able to go a little bit ham. PRC tried to, I think, sneak in an overhead or whatnot, but ended up going low and taking the game off it.
Man, just clean with it. And I liked how A3 was able just to check a lot of that pressure and use those lows to get out of a lot of situations. You know, the checks with the 2K2Ds, and was able to just get started.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the signs of the advanced Nagoriyuki play as well. As a novice Nagoriyuki player, I just like hitting my slash and heavy slash buttons, but like all of his like punch and kick buttons are really good too. Like the 6K has its usage as a command normal, but 5K is really good in the neutral. His punches, his jabs are good. His 5P is a good anti-air. His 6P is obviously a good anti-air. And so, yeah, I mean, you just see the experience on the character that A3 Religion is already showing.
Yeah, it's good character for Ahmad too, because like we were saying before, Johnny Sin player, he likes his big obnoxious normals that lead to big game.
Yeah, he's not afraid of an extra resource to manage.
Yeah, he'll block his 30 seconds for his turn if he has to.
Look at this, already up to blood level 2, slicing with that 6H, the delayed 2H as well. But Temple Nut, I think that is definitely a good option in that 2H range, right? The 2D and E3, we talked about it last round, not afraid to wake up with these supers. And that's going to allow him to drain some of the blood gauge as well. So he'll be able to go a bit wild if he chooses to.
That super's so fast, you know, it can catch a lot of stuff that a lot of characters would think they would recover in time.
Wow, the 2H, he wasn't even leveled up blood either. YRC does catch him holding up right there, trying to get away from the Geo. Oh, held up again, and then the counter hit after that. And then again, a man just got exposed time and time again, expecting the throw. Sometimes you keep betting on black and it keeps showing up red.
Them leg workouts just getting all man. Ooh, super.
Yeah,
YRC?
Well. Yeah, good YRC from A3. And again, a 2H just swiping.
That level 2 range, you know, it was just out of the visual hitbox. So, you know, you can get clipped by that phantom hitbox when Nagoriyuki is leveled up on the blood meter.
You see that again? Oh, he actually gets the throw punish. It looked like she had committed something afterward when he threw her in the middle of it.
Oh, this pressure and just guessing wrong, unfortunately. And this situation here, you know, sometimes I feel like you have to save extra meters so you can FD Nagoriyuki off you. At least when he takes these approach, he'll have to special cancel to get back in that range to get the guess. But if you can get him just a little bit out of throw range, you know, that keeps him keeping that persistence on you. And, you know, he has to start taking a step forward if they want to get that mix up.
No, I think that's a great point to highlight there, Josh, is how important FD is up against Nagoriyuki, right? You're going to make him commit to either moving forward via like walking, taking a couple extra steps, or the Fukyo, right? And the Fukyo is not going to be an option at certain blood gauge levels because he's going to end up popping. So that's why, as the opponent, it's very important to keep your eye on the blood gauge as well, right? Because he is limited by how much blood gauge he has, like in his options, right? In his plethora of options. Of course, his normals are enhanced, but he's not going to be swinging with a Beyblade or like moving with Fukyos if he's about to pop. Unless, you know, that's kind of the mind game. Of course, then he might do it because you're expecting it. But that is definitely always something to keep in mind.
Nah, him and Leo are definitely characters you want to FD.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Geo, a lot of people like FDing Geo as well, right? Trying to get her outside of like whip kick range, maybe trying to make her whiff with it, but it's not easy.
No, it's not easy. You know, there's certain moments you do, and others it's still a guess on how they approach on it if they take that step.
Yeah, and A3 again, just oh my goodness, such good offense this round, covering the whip throw with the RC into the 2K2D to catch her moving, like again punishing, getting too close, exposing with a throw attempt. Then yeah, you see the backwards Fukyo to keep the pressure up, keeping the plus frames going, and just slicing.
Yeah, and a lot of these block strings do a ton of damage, so it gives Nagoriyuki a lot of good opportunities. Ooh.
Yeah, the close S actually catching the up back. Once again, you see A3 Religion has really been betting on that all the times once he's in that range. Oh, reversal super this time from Temple Nut in very A3-S fashion, actually. That was so good, actually. Not committing to anything after the first far S. You can see, man, this is a really good Nagoriyuki player. Opening him up, maybe expecting the bite. Try for a burst bait at the end there, but Temple Nut holding on to it. Ooh, the blood rage pop.
Wow, just the jump in, okay.
Oh, try to swing with the 2H. RC off the jab here. RC off the whip kick to keep that pressure up. Again, the close as, I mean, to Temple Nut's credit, my man, he has not gone for a throw. So, like, A3 Religion, he keeps betting on holding up back in these scenarios and he keeps getting hit. But, yeah, what a Beyblade anti-air at that time.
Right? The anti-air Beyblade, but the combo back, getting the life lead. Very nice. Burst off. I don't blame A3 trying to end this on a 3-0. Ooh.
Backdash on the command grab and obviously gets the full punish afterwards.
I like the walk back, but A3 seems to be ready for it. Checking with the crouch slashes. Super into the corner, but got a hit with the air dash. Okay.
Yeah, looked like A3 was committing to the 2S right there, covering the whip grab with the PRC. Oh, but swinging a little bit too hard for the fences right there. And Temple Nut just looking to make contact and to bait that burst as well, putting himself on the board with a W.
Great bait, by the way. But at that point, A3 had no health. It was either I know you're going to burst bait and I'm not going to do it. He's like, I'm just going to try. Why not? I have a lead. I have a 2-game lead. Why not?
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 scenario where you literally just have to guess, right? It's like, okay, like I guess that they burst bait and I just sit there, or I try to burst. Like it's really like just a situation where it's impressive when you make the right read, but it's like you don't really feel bad when you make the wrong read because it's like you just gotta guess, bro.
Yeah, for A3, it's whatever. He had to commit to something.
Yeah.
But for Temple Knight, that's a huge play. That in the game, got the right guess on the burst, and we're going to 2-1 game 4.
Yeah, definitely good stuff from Temple Knight right there. Still securing the W, bouncing back against A3, and like how much momentum he can build on this Nagoriyuki. That is a great mental fortitude to bounce back from a 2-0 deficit like that. So we're gonna see if Temple Knight can continue to do so. Right, of course, a tournament champion in previous games, so it's not like he's any stranger to hard-fought, hard-earned wins.
Been here. Ooh, counter hit. The burst right away and just super jumped to mid-screen. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, I like that whip punish on the far S right there, waiting a bit and then 2S'ing it. Oh yeah, you saw the FD on the far S right there. Maybe looking for an IBFD, didn't get her out of range, and now she's in range for that charged dust. Mad damage, and get the plus frames afterwards as well. Ooh, the burn kick. Wow, not gonna be able to finish the plate though, and it's gonna leave A3 Religion a window of opportunity, and he's jumping through it hard body, able to get the fight. Mad damage off of that as well. Increased tension bonus here. Gonna be anybody's game. Goes with a projectile. It tries to get a command grab afterwards, but a gold burst gets her out. Plus frames for days. Plus frames for days off the RC. Actually baiting out the YRC. But the A3 committing to the burst to save his heart.
Yo, now the walk down here. They're just waiting. Wow, almost on the crouch dust, but if it was any other button, A3 Religion would have got that crouch heavy, but the crouch dust, that move is just, it's pretty good.
And then Temple Knight using the speed dashes right to get under the jump button, getting the throw punish, and then again testing A3's reactions here. He's like, bro, I don't know if you left the reactions back in the birthing center, but my man, you gotta turn back the clock and get the young man going because he is exposing him with these 28 frame overheads. Nice
wake up throw, but right back at you. An eye for an eye. I should do it again.
Yeah, and just 2 monstrous rounds from Temple Knight right there. He's 80 seconds on the clock, less than 20 seconds on that round. Felt like the previous round was very similar. I mean, just aggressive Giovanna play. I mean, that can happen though in Guilty Gear Strive, right? You can't let yourself get too discouraged by that, especially playing a character like Nagoriyuki. My man, he's got a 5 frame normal as his fastest button, but his only reversal that's invincible is a super. So a lot of the time, we talked about it at the top of the set, Giovanna could just get in there and bully you a couple of rounds. So you can't get discouraged by that. That's why we play in 3 out of 5. That's why you got another chance at life.
Yeah, A3 looked like he was about to have it 3 in a donut, but you know, it's not that sweet today. No. Temple Nut definitely getting that approach, and you know, with the longer set has tried and now has found ways in and to keep A3 guessing. So, you know, Nagoriyuki is this kind of character where could make Giovanna blow up in the corner with the right amount of resources, but you know, let's see how the last game plays out, you know, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Already a super sick set. It was looking kind of free and one-sided at the start of it, but Temple Nut has made this very real, very close. We're going to a last game. I'm hoping for a last round. And again, this is to face Jan in winners finals. Guaranteed top 3 finish, guaranteed in the money. Wow. A3, right? Yeah, looking for a burst mad early.
Nice counter, missed the juggle 5K, but almost got another one. The burst for the momentum, crouch slash, keep them on. Man, all these active frames, what a dust.
Again, the charged dust is coming through and melted A3's health bar. Gives her the plus frames afterwards as well. FD into the challenge there. Let's get his game started. But no, tries to test him back, and Temple Nut's ready.
Ooh, the juggle.
Yeah, A3 getting opened up, but another burst here. That's the second burst this round because he used the first one so early. We talked about it. Usually able to build yourself back up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm surprised he even challenged after the spiral in the first place with a 2K low profiling it.
I mean, it could be annoying dealing with their special cancels, and that arrow goes under a lot. I mean, goes over a lot of lows.
Oh, we tried to chase down the backdash, it looked like, but still couldn't get the throw. Ludy from long distance, tripping him up. Oh, just walked up and threw whatever his response was, and then the closest gets the dust, and yeah, that was a cool like non-launch combo right there. Gonna be able to break the wall because of it.
The Temple Nut, huge opportunity, almost on 2 bars. Gets the burst bait. That should be it.
Temple Nut with the 3-game comeback just like that, using the 6H sequence to splat him and then break him. My goodness, what a bounce back from that 2-0 deficit.
Man, A3 Religion was just looking so dominant, but Temple Nut not giving up, tapping into their heart, their love heart. Yeah. And man, wow.
I tell you what, he was tapping into that charged dust, brother. How many charged dust did A3 get hit by? That was a heartbreaker. I mean, we talk about how much damage those combos net you, and they net you plus frames after. I mean, that was definitely the tail of the tape. But let's take a look at the bracket and see how that has affected our bracket here today. It's going to be in winners finals. Temple Nut able to take it 3 games straight back over A3 Religion to go into a winners finals. And I mean, that actually makes the poll results successful as well, right? We heard, I believe, 67% for Temple Nut. It was looking a little scary at the beginning, but he was able to seal it out for the heart of the chat. And not enough damage actually progressing quite far in the lower bracket as well, taking down Ludy 3-0. So that's you're going to be sandwiched by Potemkins with whoever remains in this tournament.
Good luck. Megafisto sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, if you're looking to get on the action, if you're looking to get sandwiched by Potemkin, then you can go to compete.playstation.com as well and have to face Jan and not enough damage and all these amazing players to up your skill in Guilty Gear Strive and a plethora of other video games as well, not just fighting games. All kinds of stuff can be found over at compete.playstation.com to get into the competitive video game sphere. But yeah, I believe we're going to be going to a quick break now with our upper bracket kind of decided for a little while before we get to that upper bracket finals. So thanks everybody for tuning in so far. We are narrowing down our matches to try to crown our champion here for NA. We'll be right back on twitch.tv/PlayStation.
Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back to some more Guilty Gear Strive at the PlayStation Monthly Open. This is going to be me, Ringe, bringing it to you with Nerd Josh. And Nerd Josh, my man, we have arrived at the upper bracket finals. It's going to be Jan going up against our man with the Giovanna in the building. It's going to be, I believe, what is his name? Temple Nut. I forgot for a second, but yeah, Temple Nut has been putting on a show. We just saw him utilize a 3-game comeback over A3 Religions Nagoriyuki to actually put himself in winners finals. But Jan is looking kind of unstoppable, bro.
I mean, we've only built him up all day, but you know, he might be the king of the mountain as well. Who knows? Yeah, but you know, when you play a body that big, you know, you gotta put the work in, you know.
It's true. I want to see how the lower bracket has played out though as well. So let's take a quick look and see where we're at here. It looks like Razo and A3 Religion are waiting to play, but not enough damage. As you can see, 3-0 over Master CJ on the Milia, 3-0 over Ludy on the Ram Lethal. So that Potemkin doing mad work in the bottom half of the bracket as well. And we're about to see Potemkin do some more work in the upper half of the bracket as Jan takes on a Temple Nut, as we already mentioned. So, I mean, it's going to be tough, right? I think Giovanna obviously wants to get in there up against Potemkin, and Potemkin doesn't mind when you're in close quarters, right? He can definitely brawl it out with the best of them. So, of course, like when she's right on top of him, he might be like struggling a little bit due to like the speed of her buttons and just in general how quick and the different, like a different type of plethora of options she has when she's in your face. But from anywhere that's, I think, not point blank, Potemkin is pretty happy.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Potemkin can really put a stop to Giovanna in a lot of ways, but you know, her relentless offense might not give Potemkin a lot of turns once it gets started. So should be an interesting matchup. I will say I'm all in on Megafist. So, you know, I think Megafisto is going to do some damage, but you know.
Yeah, I don't blame you, right? I'm interested to see if he just like tests the Megafist like after blocking a close S like in the corner. Is he just gonna back Megafist? Is that gonna blow up the 2S? And then if that blows up like the delayed 2S off the close S, is that gonna discourage Temple Nut from going with that in the first place? And man, you guys in the poll results, I cannot believe it. 67% for Temple Nut up against Jan in H-Town, bro.
Okay. They might know something we don't. I mean, we're the old vets now. This is a whole new game here, you know.
I feel could just like be yelling at a cloud. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly,
like this eagle.
Speaking of, the eye in the sky for us.
Shout outs to Steve, man. He's always cracking me up. It's eye in the sky. What? Oh my God! It's a machine fighting a girl with a dog. That's a classic Steve right there. But yeah, we're gonna see how the Potemkin and the Temple Nut matchup plays out. Potemkin versus Giovanna again. First to 3. This is winners finals. So the winner of this guarantees themselves a top 2 placing. Going to be ever closer to that lion's share of the prize pop. But right now, Temple Nut busting out a 2D nice and early, and we're gonna see if he can grapple the grappler twice in a row. Now, how many we're gonna keep doing?
I didn't realize she could crouch, dust, counter hit, anti-air from that far and get all that damage.
Yeah, right. Definitely opening our eyes to some possibilities here. RC off the DP actually does catch him low, but again, just right back to that throw game. And Jan not wanting to deal with that any longer goes to the 5P. And again, we talked about his reads are so on point constantly. This stuff from Temple Nut though, oh, never mind.
Yeah, just came down and, you know, Jam wasn't afraid to use that gap, and Potemkin busted away.
Yeah, real tough. Ooh, and he actually didn't block the slide head low, so he gets knocked down. Mega Fist over the 5H. Yeah, I like that 2D as well, kind of calling out Jan in that neutral territory where he's going to like the backdash.
Right out of forward kick range. Here comes the Geo block string using that meter, but ready with the Mega Fist. Okay. Oh, no air throw for you.
Yeah, good conversion from Temple Nut off that air to air as well. My goodness, gonna get the wall break off of it. That's the type of stuff you like to see. Ooh, double backdash as well to avoid Jam throw attempt. Very good stuff here, staying alive with that burst and a slide head knockdown. Oh my goodness, yeah, the charge dust. We saw Temple Nut ready for it in the last set. Still ready for it here.
Jan couldn't even get the jump on the grab, and Temple Nut was ready. Just dashed up, got it right back into the face. Man. Oh, Jan with the forward heavy. And now jumped out that crow slash with the Mega Fist check and blocks the DP. Ooh.
Another Mega Fist forward now to kind of get in the air, yeah, and cover that distance where she likes to be at that 5S, that far slash, the 2S range, right? Mega Fist is going to avoid all that. Ooh, but it cannot avoid that super. Going to get the wall break on it as well.
Yeah, I like how Temple Nut just use it to get the turn, and if they try to get out, free damage.
Yeah, it looked like Chan went with another one right there. They're getting blown up, but it kind of caused an awkward hit. Temple Nut wasn't ready to combo off of it.
Oh no, the block. Oh, RC, okay.
Yeah, good stuff from Temple Nut. He had the extra meter to make it safe and then open up Jan low. Because again, opened up low. He actually gets his legs exposed this time. Once again with the slide head, trying to get that last bit of damage in with the Mega Fist, but no, gets his legs exposed.
A crouch slash. Ooh. Yeah. And I like that because there were so many empty stand slash, crouch slash, didn't use the stand heavy slash post that, kept Jan respected there, and then, just use it when it was important. But I think there's a couple things in that first game that were really important long set, like that grab after the post jump in that Jan got the Potemkin Buster on Geo. Geo can use those landing frames to special cancel as well, so maybe knowing that there's a gap in that situation might just try to mix it up, knowing that Jan is aware.
Yeah, I could perhaps go with like one of our airborne moves, right? The spiral arrow, the flip kick, both take her airborne pretty quickly to avoid some type of pop buster shenanigan that he could respond with. Definitely
DP flip, get that counter hit.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, just the DP alone, right? You get so much of a reward off of a combo that starts with that. So definitely all these things that could potentially be used to avoid the pop buster given that scenario again. But I feel like Temple Nut is going to prioritize trying to not put himself in that position again, right? Like expose a gap that close to Potemkin, because I mean Jan is so good. Like next time he might just hit like a close S and then blow you up for trying to jump out.
Oh, that was kind of the same situation, but got the hit this time.
The Mega Fist back in the corner right there, yeah, just stuffing and eating all pressure, especially after that whip kick. There's not really much Giovanna's going to be able to respond with, I think. Unless she makes a hard read on it. Perhaps maybe a DP.
All this pressure.
Oh my
wow.
goodness. And Temple Nut's like, yo, thanks for reminding me about the charge dust last round.
Good use of the DP on the air. And now Jan's stuck in the corner. Okay. 2P checks out. Mega Fist starts. I got one for... Yeah.
Finally, Temple Nut, the one with his dome exposed. And my God.
That did. The sweep right there.
And then the meaty 2D afterwards, too. Yeah, you were going nowhere. Alright, this is good stuff from Temple Nut. As he was able to air dash over the slide head, got the punish on the recovery. Oh, and then right back at you, and no burst for Jan. He's gonna have to hold all this damage as well. Oh, okay, left a little bit on the table there. Oh, it doesn't get that hard knockdown.
Finals. they're trying to sniff. Oh my God. These cross-ups?
Yeah. Let's continue to go with the cross-up flip kicks. Oh, and then the throw finally as he got Jan conditioned to take something on the ground.
He did a grab. It's gonna hurt, especially hard.
Oh, you have to guess for game, bro. One more pop buster and she's dead. Oh my God, that's exactly what Jan went with. Temple Nut betting on the fact that Jan would be like, nah, he won't. He'll expect me to jump, so I'll just stay on the ground. No. All right, Jan is gonna pop buster you twice in a row, and he's gonna laugh at you while doing it. One up.
You said it, Range, and it was like the perfect amount of life. Like Jan just cleaned up immediately there, but it's not done yet. And a lot of that round was Temple Nuts really trying to say, hey, I'm trying to take over this set and I'm trying to dictate the flow of this neutral. So, there was a lot of disrespect on both sides from each player. I especially like the 3 cross-ups in a row. That was pretty nice.
Yeah,
especially when the fourth was a grab that worked.
Exactly, right. That's what I was really impressed by, too. It's like, okay, now that you've harassed him to the point of, like, he's going to sit there and look for that, then you throw, right? That was really good recognition from Temple Nut.
Oh, really good awareness. But who knows, I might let Jan try to do something just as disrespectful back. Ooh. What a grab.
Yeah, picking up right where we left off here. Pop Buster in the corner already. Oh, tries for the Garuda, but we've seen that interact with Burst a couple of times there, just completely, like, ignoring it.
Well, the jump back. It's just like, nah, I don't want to deal with this.
And then the wake up back Mega Fist, countering whatever Temple Nut was presenting right there. Oh, the Garuda. Oh, no, you're dead. Yep. The low into the Garuda into the Pop Buster follow-up. My goodness.
Yeah, if that BRC link's real, you can't up back. You have to react to the mix-up.
That's, yeah, a very scary situation. That Garuda plus 19, the BRC slowdown on top of it. You literally just have to sit there and guess. And Temple not reacting to the charge this time is getting clapped up to protect the pimp.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, DP, that's a good starter. At least it'll bring him to the corner.
Nice again.
Starting to throw games up. You got to be careful, though. I feel like Jan's going to bet on a reversal pop buster next time he thinks you're going to throw. Of course, the command throw in frames will bypass your throw attempts.
Ooh, getting the hit with the RC. I like that. Nice autocorrect. Waited for the burst, and unfortunate. Waited too long. Got clipped by the stand punch.
That was so smart from Jan. You called it out perfectly. He was definitely looking for the burst, and Jan was like, I know you're going to look for the burst, so I'm just mashing 5P. That was like super smart right there. And yeah, man, I mean, I guess he just wasn't holding back because he was like trying not to give him more distance, right? Like I think he was trying to block the burst as close as possible. So instead of holding back, he was just kind of standing there, and then no burst happened. He just got 5P. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, awkward situation, but Jan, really ready for it and getting a good lead here.
Yeah, I mean, again, another hard read by Jan, right? We talked about that situation being in the past where it's like, okay, are you going to burst or not? And this time he bet on his opponent bursting and he didn't. And Jan knew he was going to bet on him bursting. So he was just responding with a button immediately. But yeah, very smart.
Duel 1. Let's
he only needed a punch, so. Ooh, okay. The throw. The meaty. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I like how confident Temple Nut's been playing, though. It's like they're never shook about it.
Yeah, did you just see Jan's confidence, though? He pressed 2S like 4 times in a row.
It's like Marn. It's like, yo, I just need to get in and get my game started. And I really appreciate that, especially with this kind of character.
Actually, instant block it, avoid some of the chip, I believe. But either way, still not going to let him get out of this corner. Big combo follow-up. It's time to guess for the game again. Oh, he guesses high and it goes low. Unfortunately, Jan now on set point.
Ooh. Good awareness from Jan, but Temple not going in. Nice tech. Backs off. Back on the block string. Gets to stand heavy, though. Mega Fist back. Crouch slash burst out.
I'm telling you, if Temple Nut ever makes him block a close S again, he's going to get command grabbed when he tries to throw him. I'm telling you.
Ooh, good punish on the slide head. Wire C, but got it to work with a jump back again, Jan. Can't condition the jump back again.
Nice throwing him as he gets out of the corner, trying to just test him out of that 2K, but instead Temple Nut still holding up, getting out of it for now. Dodges the Garuda as well, but still locked down in this corner. The flip. This is a great range for Mega Fist or 2D. Instead, he goes with the 2D, catches her legs, and Jan in a grand finals, winner's side with a 3-1 victory.
I mean, Temple Nut almost could have brought it back there. It was almost like one up back away. And that's the one thing I appreciate from KOF players. They're so hard to condition. And Temple Nut really brought a good way to bring it back and keep bringing it to those layers that were working out. But Jan, just too clean with it. Just walked it down.
Yeah, the talent, the experience shining through once again. And now let's take a look at the bracket and see how Jan has got into that grand finals winner side. 3 over Borderlands, 3 over Ludy. Finally, someone making the god bleed a little bit, taking a game off of him was Temple Nut, but still only got a game. And now Jan in grand finals, awaiting how the rest of the lower bracket plays out. You can see Razo actually taking down A3 Religion as well with the Leo, right? Yeah, he looked super sharp in that upper bracket matchup up against Ludy, just barely losing. And since then has responded with some big victories over Borderlands and A3. And he's going to be going up against not enough damage on that Potemkin up next.
Yo, props to Razo. That's going to be hype.
Yeah, again, now Leo, I mean, this is going to be a similar, I think, like on paper matchup to Giovanna and Potemkin. Is that Leo is going to be wanting to get in there, and I mean, Potemkin's okay with that. We'll see. I mean, he does have access to, I think, one of the best projectiles in the game in that S Fireball, so we'll see if he utilizes that a little bit. He could probably get the H Fireball off a little bit more, but Potemkin has Flick, and H Fireball I think is going to be much easier to flick than the S Fireball, so we'll see how they kind of play around those tools as well, because besides that, I mean, Potemkin's going to be trying to get in, and Leo is going to be trying to weather the storm, I think.
Yeah, but generally I feel, Leo, it might be kind of hard to get him off,
Yeah, Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, right? Is that we talked a little bit about that with the Giovanna matchup. Is that like once a Leo gets in, he's going to be presenting a lot of mix-ups that are going to be tough for Potemkin to block as well, right? Big body. He's not going to be able to dodge a lot of stuff easily. He's going to be exposed by the Berserker slash, a bunch of that. Just in general, the back turn mix-ups are so deadly. So if Leo ever gets in a regular throw range and he gets the back turn stuff going, I mean, yeah, it's going to be tough for Potemkin to weather that storm. But it's all about who gets there first, right, in this matchup. So
True.
we'll definitely see if they're able to kind of combat in that neutral tool, like if the flick is going to be able to kind of shut down the projectile game, or if Leo could find certain tools that like kind of bypass the wall that Jan is going to put up.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to bypass that wall because we've been seeing it do work this whole day. But not enough damage.
Not Jam, but not enough damage.
I mean, that's the long term, you know, if they make it through Ned.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, you know, not enough damage, putting in the time in this game and entering a lot of events. I really like their growth. They definitely have come into a lot of these matchups pretty aware of how they need to get these guesses. And one thing about Marvel players I really like is they have good meter awareness. So I'm actually excited to see how Ned will spend this. Not enough damage. Oh, wow, the 100%. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, is this a glitch? Like 100%
no, they
for
like
Razo?
Leo.
All
Yo,
right,
Razo going in. Well, maybe a lot of people just, you know, felt that A3, you know, and now that A3's out, you know, he was undefeated. And now
True.
Razo going, getting that boost, getting that aura coming into it.
Yeah, I thought Razo looked incredibly impressive on Leo in his upper bracket match. We haven't seen him since then, but obviously took down two strong players. But of course, I mean, Eddie's done the same thing, right? Not enough damage. It looks very impressive in his upper bracket match. Once he fell to losers, I mean, he did work as well. So we're going to see who does enough work to get into that losers finals to get that extra bit of cash guaranteed. Because, of course, we are all in the money now. Fourth place does get paid out all the way up through first. So both of these players are going to be earning some cash, but you know they want to go above and beyond.
Oh, yeah. Yo, Leo, let's go.
Leo versus Potemkin. Duel 1.
I'm going to be setting up shop again. Interested to see how this exactly starts in 99 seconds. And yeah, my man Razo is going in, right? We talked about that BB tag background. He's going to be looking aggressive and already testing them with the flash kicks. Not concerned about the fireball game whatsoever, right? Just trying to bully Potemkin to the corner and then start his game. But Mega Fisto already coming out and deleting that lead that he already established.
Oh, Garuda. Man, not enough damage. You know, he's known for the Marvel, not Street Fighter. He's dealt with the Relentless players and bringing the damage back. But what a throw back to the corner. Ooh, Goldberg's through the overhead. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I like that gold burst allowed for not enough damage here. Oh, he had the Garuda stuff again, because that's the thing, right? If you actually get that 100 tension off, you're just going to be forcing them to take these Garuda games.
Right.
And since it's a gold burst, you talked about it before, you're going to build the burst back mad quick anyway. So, like, I really do like not enough damage using it in that situation to seal the round.
Yeah, look at that burst rate just right now, just pumping up. And wow, just like that. Garuda the throw. Garuda doing work this set.
Oh,
what a block.
Oh, not just yet, I guess. Oh, yeah, the RC with the heat knuckle wall break. He is indeed dead. And not enough damage to take in the game.
Are you sure it's not enough? How much more do you need?
That's the great thing, right? Is that his tag, at least his PSN, is too much damage. I thought his tag used to be too much damage, so it's great that it's changed to not enough damage as well. I mean, my man Potemkin definitely does more than enough, but yeah, I mean, he needs it. He is a grappler after all.
I mean, strong play here. Honestly, Leo came in really good in the beginning, but just losing that approach once and getting cornered, that was all it really took. And
yeah,
we know Leo wants to come in already, you know, so I feel Ned had the good approach of just the tighten up, let some slack off that round 2 and just clean up.
Yeah, most definitely. And he is showing like a lot of grappler prowess as well, in the sense that he isn't desperate to get a hit very early, right? He's like, okay, like I'll see the game you present to me, and that one moment, that one specific opportunity that he gets to go in, he makes the most of it. He doesn't let his opponent play again, and that's so key when playing characters like this. So that's what we saw in game 1. We'll see if it continues in game 2.
Oh.
What a backdash into the pop buster to call out the tick roll attempt.
How do you know? It was like,
yeah,
Stand kick 6K twice last time. Ooh, the overhead.
Yeah, actually interrupting the slide hit. Ooh, the 2D dodging the hit of the slide hit that shook the ground.
What if he committed the flash kick if it would have like got a combo on the armor? But man, speaking of a combo, wall break here.
Yeah. Now Razo, the one in complete control here. Yeah, PR Sing as Fireball. He did have to block the normal, but Potemkin eating some of the damage from the projectile. YRC to give himself a chance at life here. We've seen not enough damage. He just needs that one chance. Not going to get it this round, though.
Too deep, paying off. Wow, okay. I like it. Good change in the neutral here. Again. Mega Fist back.
Blocks the burst as well as his Hughes for Razo. Gonna force him into another guest scenario. Chasing the backdash down with the command grab. Very well done. Oh, back to back with it. Liger bomb. And now we're gonna break the wall as well. Gonna get a tension gain. And we toughen out enough damage to bring this one back. Tries to bully his way in with the hammer fist, or the hammer fall, excuse me, but not gonna happen.
Right, tied game off the bat. Razo's like, nah. Like, I ain't dealing with this.
Yeah.
You want to call me out? I'll call you out. We'll scrap for scrap, punch for punch this whole set if you want to.
Yeah, I like that you brought it up like that, because it wasn't really an adjustment in terms of game plan. Like, it wasn't like he fell back and started throwing more fireballs or doing stuff like that. It was just like once he got in, he made the more correct reads this time than he did in the first game. He didn't really let not enough damage play once the offense started. So that was good stuff from Razo, right? Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, especially when you don't ever have to go on defense.
I mean, it started with not enough damage doing that crazy Potemkin buster on the throw read. So to even come back with that with such offenses, good play, Razo. Good play.
Yeah.
I would have been a little shook.
Yeah, considering Razo, I really didn't remember any type of situations where he went for a tick throw in that first game. So the fact that like not enough damage was already ready for that and countered it was pretty wild. There's definitely some impressive mental fortitude to bounce back from that decision.
True that. Man, and the eagle back into it, even in the blizzard. See, that guy with the camera, he doesn't even, it's the wrong way.
Yeah, he doesn't even know where the fight's taking place. I never even noticed that.
Just look for that bat cooking a bunch of eggs right now. Do it again. No. We need some more omelets. Feed the troops.
There's the scramble gods. Oh my goodness, you're still locked down. The Garuda again dodging the burst. Oh, just a lucky tech throw right there, a clutch tech throw. Either way you want to look at it, it's still not gonna prevent him from getting out of that. The Kane throw chop into the Ric Flair chest chop, bro. This man's a wrestling fan.
Ooh, nice blocks here. But it's still coming. All right, nice overhead. Full juggle to the corner. Uses that hard knockdown to the OTG. And man, with the guard crush moves straight to super, it's gonna do some damage.
Yeah, even all Potemkin.
Yeah, it did a lot. I actually thought it would do a little bit more, but it was still a lot.
Yeah. For Potemkin, it was a healthy amount of damage for sure. But yeah, I'm so used to seeing that guard break into that super, like delete like 80% for no reason. And I was like, yeah, I mean, is he dead?
Yeah.
Right now, the jump heavy slash. Oh, stuffing the approach here, and of course, the Garuda games begin again. Oh my goodness, the Garuda games! Oh. Yeah, you know, they didn't let Rudolph play any reindeer games, but this man Leo is playing in way too many Garuda games. He don't want none of that.
Should have got his track and field on and jumped over a couple of those, because wow, you were running the Garuda block streaks for a minute. Not enough damage. I still don't get it, because all I'm seeing is way too much damage. All right, but I appreciate it's cute. It's cute. I like it, man.
Yeah, right. Definitely playing a character that's the antithesis of his name, but it's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's where the mix-ups begin with fighting games, right? It's not just in game; it's out of game too. I've seen players and people dress up as certain characters that they don't end up playing. This is just another one of those mix-ups, you know?
No, it's definitely one of the mix-ups, but you know, in fighting games, that's you got to be ready for the poker face. You know, they got the sunglasses on, they got that type of name. You know, they're a type of Potemkin player with a meme name. You got to be ready, man.
Exactly.
Wink, wink, talking about someone we know, but you know,
forgot about my man, the Octo one. But yeah, of course, not enough damage here with a 2-1 lead now over the Leo over at Mr. Razo. I mean, yeah, he has just been such a danger on this character time and time again. You can see exposing the Berserker Slash as well. Now the Garuda games again, just his health bar needing aid, needing some type of life support, please, because at this point my man's is getting destroyed.
Stop cooking food on the back. All our troops are asleep. There's not a cot out here. The only person awake is the man with the binoculars. He still thinks the fight's over there. Another grab!
Oh my goodness, bro. The Potemkin Buster. I feel like, yeah, he's going to try to lock him down and get it again. Ooh, the backdash actually catching him. Garuda clashing with the DP, and then another one. RC, you're dead. Not enough damage. Going to the losers finals in spectacular fashion.
Hey, let's give it up for Razo, though. You know, they went through quite the bracket through losers. There's a lot of amazing players here. But I feel, you know, not enough damage, you know, comes from another team-based fighting game. Was used to a lot of players, you know, with the ambitious play style, and, you know, was able to bring it around with the explosive damage. You know, very similar games, play styles between players, and, you know, a great outcome in Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the bracket and how it's shaking out now with yet another advancement from Not Enough Damage. So my man Temple Nut indeed is going to be the meat in that Potemkin sandwich that we talked about, right? Not Enough Damage here in losers finals. Jan awaiting in grand finals. We'll see if Temple Nut can combat these two machines, these two army generals, or if he's gonna fall. I mean, she's a cop herself, right? Giovanna's got some authority, but she's gonna need a lot to outweigh these Potemkins.
True that. I mean, I would hope for a dog move right now. Where's the doggy at? I guess Crouch Dust, 2-dog. Gonna need a lot of good anti-air 2-dog. We saw that earlier on the jump heavies and jump slashes. You can get that out of range juggle post counter hit, but who will win? I don't know. All these players have been pretty explosive all today.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just got to shuffle the deck here.
If Temple Nut starts utilizing some of that charged dust game again, right? We'll see if maybe Not Enough Damage isn't ready for that. He can sneak in some big damage that way. But, I mean, it's going to be tough. Not Enough Damage, you talked about being from a Marvel background. Good reactions as well, right? A lot of the time, definitely you need it for defense in those type of games. So we'll see if he just has like too much of a mental stack wearing on him and he gets opened up by some of the charged dust as well. But if I'm suspecting anything, I think he'll be ready for it. But either way, yeah. Temple Nut, he's going to be warmed up in this matchup at least. It could be a gift and a curse playing two players that play the same character, considering their different play styles. But at least he knows what to expect for the character.
Yeah, he might be able to get that warm up to go up against Jan. But who knows? We might get that Potemkin mirror here. You know, Ned's been doing incredible damage regardless of his name. And just as a player type, you know, he's really good with a lot of high execution characters that take a lot of knowledge. And I think he's been doing that with Potemkin, of knowing the matchups well and knowing when to use meter and get his turns to cash out. So I'm interested to see this Giovanna matchup. Oh, a draw. Okay.
Yeah, 50% right down the middle between Temple Nut and Not Enough Damage here. The Potemkin versus the Giovanna. Of course, we did see Temple Nut make Jan bleed a little bit, right? Did take one game off of him. So he's proven that he can get a W on the board up against the Potemkin. Of course, Not Enough Damage is going to be a different type of player with different type of reads. And I think, yeah, man, especially against Potemkin, it's got to be a little bit annoying to go from one player to another just because it's such like a read-based character in some circumstances, right? Like it really depends on conditioning you and then trying to manipulate you after the fact. So it's going to be weird going from Jan to Not Enough Damage, I think. But we'll see if Temple Nut can weather the storm. He is a tournament veteran after all, has won a major tournament in fighting games before. So nothing new in terms of the situation he finds himself in. We'll just see how he responds to it.
I will say Temple Nut was doing a great job of annoying Jan with the up backing. Maybe they can get quite the same momentum against Not Enough Damage.
We'll see chasing down the backdash real quick with the spiral arrow, and then we got a command, or excuse me, a regular throw, and then the mega fist already in the corner. You got to be looking for it.
Ooh, flipped with the RC burst out immediately. Oh, nice slide head, gets the forward heavy, but already backdashing out again. Slide head to throw. Uh-oh.
Yeah, car pop buster from long distance right there. Oh, tried it again, but yeah, as soon as he jumps out, RC and then heat knuckle to stuff that. Wall break as well. Ooh. RC is stopping Temple Nut to confirm from that whip kick hit. Oh, and we talked about it. The charge does. He snuck it in on the reset. Not enough damage. Oh my goodness, the namesake. Is it gonna trade? No, actually just blocking the Aegis. RC's after, tries to get a dust, but my man was pressing at the bottom of the barrel.
Whew. And that super, you know, you can throw it out, but, you know, with no meter on the table to really get forward there, so lucky for Temple Nut.
Already back in, and again already testing him. The charge does come out. If you do not have burst available, Temple Nut is going to make sure that you know he will charge dust you. And he actually does catch it. Looks like the reverse of Mega Fist there. Going to put him in the corner with a hard knockdown. Oh my goodness, dash into these waiting arms. Wait a second.
You gotta believe.
Ooh, that was so good too. He bet on the fact that she was gonna press that button and did the 6H out of range, but oh my goodness, pressed that 5P because a pop buster was coming.
Right? Believe a little too hard, okay?
Woo.
Man.
Temple Nut coming out the gate. My man's was not going to go quietly into the night right there. He was like, I'm going to let you know that I'm willing to risk this stuff. There was a couple of cool reads coming out from not enough damage, but he almost came back because of some of those reads in that second round. It's just so scary every moment playing against Potemkin.
Yeah, one wake up Potemkin buster and they could have been over there. If honestly, if they hit a button, that could have been it.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It gets so scary, but well done from Temple Nut. Able again to take 2 rounds straight as well, not dropping 1 and 2, not enough damage. Gonna be able to ride some of that momentum as well. I mean, yeah, it really did a great job kind of making the correct defensive decisions a lot of the time too. Didn't really get put in any of the Garuda games. We saw him threatening with the reversal super, like definitely cycling through the options effectively.
Man, but it says by no means over.
Nah, this is definitely a very scary situation for both players. And already now Temple Nut going to be trying to bully this Potemkin. Ooh, maybe trying to look for a burst bait there, but instead just getting in with another throw. Oh, and we talked about that second hit of the 2S. Catching him, and wow, just vacuumed into the heat knuckle from long distance.
Damage. Wow, tried to check with the DP. Running up, not getting any clean hits, but still taking damage. Oh, counter hit. What a juggle.
Yeah, I like that. Good cycling of the options from Temple Nut in that offensive sequence as well. He made him think about the burn kick, made him think about like, okay, you missed an opportunity to kind of contest in the block string. So then he went the whip kick after and exposed the frame trap challenge.
Good block on the stand dust. He was trying to make Temple Nut back off, but no, getting all these hits. What a juggle in the corner. And gonna break the wall with super. And man, might be able to just run this to 2-0 yeah, gets the throw. Not looking good.
Yeah, then one more throw. Man, he's building so much meter as well. You can see all that meter penalty from the RC completely nullified. Yes. Built another RC on that 5H, but didn't even need it because it connects. And again, yeah, really doing a great job presenting different options on offense.
Yeah, Temple Nut just mixing up that stand slash, crouch slash, and throw just immaculately here. No upbacks. And anytime you want to get that throw out, you know, you get caught by the crouch slash, or even trying to up back sometimes, you know, you get caught by the crouch slash. So it's rough here.
Yeah, we saw the second hit of the crouch slash actually coming out and catching him, right? He ended up, like, I believe even instant blocking, like, the first hit of it, but I must have been just committing to some type of up back or whatever it was. It ended up getting clipped. It's just such a annoying sequence of like block string to deal with, right? It's because of the fact that she can go into a whip kick, and then if you're not on point with reacting to one of the burn kicks or spiral arrows, she just gets to do it all over again, and it can get real annoying real fast. And I mean, Temple Nut's doing a great job of kind of showing not enough damage, like a real block string, then switching it up to like one of the spiral arrow or like burn kick plus frame block strings, and then going to the whip kick afterwards. Like, he's doing a real good job cycling through that and catching not enough damage, trying to challenge in bad spots.
True. I'm glad you called it annoying, because honestly,
super annoying.
Yeah, it seems like something that you can deal with, but you don't realize how preemptively you're getting opened up, you know?
Yeah, and see, again, now he's backdashing after the plus frame stuff, but he still hasn't really been able to challenge anything. There's the Mega Fist, actually able to challenge that block string sequence. And again, the Mega Fist. All right, he might be relying on Old Reliable now.
Oh, nice. Gets the Garuda, big damage. With the RC, actually not even with the RC. We need some cleanup. Yeah. We need it right now. Ooh, that dash up stand slash. All the active frames in the world. One more throw. How about it? One more? Nope. Straight to the dust.
Yeah. That's not enough damage again, but open them up, and yeah, gonna confirm right into the super. That's big damage. It's a wall break with plus frames as well. You got to guess what it would be.
That was off the 3-hit hit confirm too. So solid.
Yeah, I asked Hanzo about that. I was like, yo, is this like the best damage you guys can get, the Giovanna players? And he was like, yeah, it actually does do like mad damage if you just go into the super wall break quick. And I mean, good stuff from Temple Nut, and then utilizing that air super as well to get that heart. Now he is on set point.
Might be able to stop the turnaround here, which is strong. Wow, what a burst bait. And big damage. And that back to the 3-hit, I love that because it brings me back to one of my favorite things about Street Fighter. You know, you just get one good counter hit and you confirm the rest, and getting those extra hits just lets everything flow like butter, but just like flowing like butter. Look at that dust. Drops through, but the damage of the counter.
Super smart from Temple Nut right there. Tired of the Mega Fist games and gonna throw him to take a 3-0 losers finals. Perfect on the exclamation point for the victory. Wow.
Yeah, Temple Nut. I mean, it was looking like not enough damage. Kind of got the grasp of it and was gonna get that one on the board, but no. Temple Nut was like, "I'm ready for the Potemkin matchup. Give me my run back right now." Good games though, Ned. Big fan.
Yeah, definitely, right? We saw the Mega Fist, kind of the back Mega Fist hit him like 3 or 4 times in the corner, and we are like, okay, like, all right, Ed's got like a little bit of an idea of what to do now going forward. But yeah, we saw an adjustment right back from Temple Nut. You saw the DP come out to kind of contest the Mega Fist. That was super smart play. And yeah, what an adjustment going from a Potemkin to a Potemkin. And we'll see how he fares up against the run back with Jan. He was able to take one game in winners finals. And I mean, with that performance up against not enough damage, I'm expecting him to take more than just one.
No, definitely. And I mean, you got to deal with another well-known Marvel player / Guilty Gear player that can play big bodies in any game. So you got to take this approach meticulously because, you know, any comeback up Potemkin can be that avalanche. You know, it can be the ball going down the mountain, and you do not want this to take over the house. You know, you're in the grand finals here. You need that first set.
Yeah, exactly, right. The momentum is so important for Temple Nut because, like, if he's able to get that first set, that's so much more momentum to get into that reset. And of course, he'll be feeling good. But Jan is the caliber of player that even if he gets reset on, there's going to be like a reset from him as well, right? It's like, okay, it's all 0-0'd again. The mental composure and the fortitude is going to be there for him, obviously. But as it will be for Temple Nut, you can see he responded super well from getting set down into the lower bracket in the first place. And I'm expecting him to make some smart adjustments up against Jan, right? Of course, Jan could stay one step ahead. He usually finds his way to do so, but yeah, it should be a great grand finals.
It should honestly be a great grand finals. But like you're saying, you know, Jan, really good player. Definitely, he's already won an Evo in a tournament this week, so it's not like he's not ready. Yeah, he won Evo Grand Blue earlier. Shout outs to Jan on that. But Temple Nut's already proven, you know, I've won a major before in my game. I play a specialist character that not a lot of people play in that game. And he's bringing that skill set to this game where not a lot of people give Geo the respect that she deserves. And she's here in grand finals whooping a lot of butts. So I'm excited to see this if there is a turnaround, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to it as well. We saw, we mentioned actually in the EU tournament that the China versus South Korea 10v10 happened as well as we get our head-to-head card. I'll get to my point in a little bit here. Jan, 11-0 here in the PlayStation tournament. It's 100% win rate. I mean, the man is just a complete monster. We mentioned it, won the Ladiva Evo PlayStation tournament as well. And then on the other side, Temple that only lost twice, has a great 85% win rate as well, has put a lot of bodies in a lot of bags. But right now, he's got the biggest body to put in the biggest bag remaining. And that's going to be Jan on that Potemkin. But yeah, to go back to my point, the China versus South Korea 10v10, we saw Tim put in a lot of work with the Giovanna up against the likes of very like prominent characters like Nagoriyuki, Axel, May, etc. So I mean, he definitely did a lot of work up against those characters, and Giovanna can get the job done, man. And the poll results show that as well, right? Ooh. The people are believing in Temple Nut just by a slim margin, but that Giovanna has been doing a lot of work, and with a 3-0 over a Potemkin in losers finals, that does bode well for the grand finals.
Hey, I like it. You know, this is a new underdog story for Gear. You know, we've seen the name Jan, not in Xrd, but, you know, in Accent Core quite a lot. Mm-hmm. But in this, we might be seeing Temple Nut. Who knows on this turnaround? And I like to see the crowds on the side here. You know, you got a new character with an underdog. This is a perfect underdog story here.
Yeah, will Jan reign supreme once again? Will he take another PlayStation tournament? We're going to find out right now. This is Grand Finals, of course. On winner's side is going to be Jan in H-Town, repping that Potemkin. And then on the other side is going to be Temple Nut on the Giovanna, looking for a whole reset before we get that chance at first place. But right now, already starting with him grappling the grappler. 2 back-to-back throws. He has Jan in the corner. Man, make that 3.
One more? Nah, goes with the close slash jump cancel. Keeping them delayed block strings, but goes again.
Look at that 4th row is pretty much exclusively throw damage this round 5. It continues to add up here, but Jan, it seems very committed to that defensive option, just holding down back. Responds with a super here, but yeah, it's not going to be a punish, and it's going to allow Jan to start punishing.
Yeah, kind of felt there would be a special cancel there, but, Jan, really takes his time. Wow, what a throw.
Yeah, not actually punishing the with command threat with anything but throw, but that was about 7 or 8 throws, if my count is correct there. 98% of that damage received was from the forward throw.
Yeah, sometimes you got to grapple the grappler to be like, hey, aren't you supposed to throw me? And get them to stop blocking,
Yeah, most definitely. And as soon as Temple Nut finds a strike open up, Jan's actually going to burst out here. Doesn't want to give any more momentum over.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a lot more checks here, a lot more 2Ps. The 6P, very nice anti-air. And that Mega Fist before, but ooh, look at that buster.
Yeah, with the RC, we are going to a final round here in game 1, just like that. This stuff from Temple Nut, obviously not even going to think about bursting. I think that would be a waste of time.
Such explosive gameplay. They are just, it almost looks one-sided on both sides.
Yeah, that's how this matchup can go, right? Just being ran over by one or the other, whoever gets that knockdown first. And right now, big burst bait from Jan. Gonna put him in range to eat the Oki, but a nice backdash, avoiding the dust, jumping this time to avoid it.
Ooh. And then that jumping, getting the hit, running back up at the Mega Fist. I've taken enough grabs. I'm gonna just start hitting buttons, and it pays off.
Yeah, definitely really good stuff. The Mega Fist starter on the combo before that, then linking the 2K 2D afterwards for the knockdown, and then ending it with the Mega Fist afterwards. I mean, it is a Swiss Army knife when it comes to what that button can do. And again, Mega Fist just doing it all here for Jan in game 1 of Grand Finals.
Now, you said it, it's a Swiss Army knife, but the one thing about a Swiss Army knife, it doesn't seem like the most efficient. It's mad small, but you have every tool there. You just have to know how to use them. And Jan is showing that. He's definitely took that first round and just got scooped so much, but, definitely took the approach there and, brought it back.
Yeah, I'm sure that gave him a lot of intel, right? The fact that it's like, okay, you're really willing to commit to throw this many times, right? And I mean, rarely do opponents do that twice in a row in terms of the rounds. So I think Jan was very much on the right path in terms of how he was going to read Temple Nut going forward. I mean, that's how it played out, right? Back-to-back rounds Jan was able to take. So again, it's all about that intel that you gain and how you apply it going forward. That first round is often just information for the players.
True that, but we could have a lot of information if this gets the second set. Ooh, what a burst bait.
Yeah, he's gonna need all the information he can get right now. Nice burst bait in response. Now both players damn near an empty burst meter at this point, so they're gonna have to take all these sequences and really fight it out honestly. And I mean, as honest as a Mega Fist gets,
YRC, it's the PRC, okay.
Thinks Jan trying to walk up, make him worried about the command throw, but he's got to worry about that dust instead. Man, healthy boy, but still not enough to survive that end of the charge dust combo.
Temple Nut with that damage. Ooh, nice jumping and gets the low. Ooh, okay. Blocks the air meaty, but the lows again. Check on him.
Yeah, but again, the 2K2D. Oh, and then he gets hit by that one into the pop buster. My goodness, heart's on fire. Perfect.
Ooh. And just like that, how many sequences of lows? That was like 3 of them, right?
Yeah. And, I'm pretty sure Temple Nut was pretty concerned about the dust because he had just hit Jan with the dust. And dust is definitely one of those moves where when you hit your opponent with it, your opponent then wants to hit you with it. So yeah, I feel like Temple Nut was just a little bit too concerned now watching his legs.
Especially Potemkin. It's so much damage. Ooh, combo to super.
Nice. We talked about this, right? I mean, an actual optimal route there. The 3 hits directly to the super. You got to guess for game now. Checks the legs, and Jan going to be going down with that OTG damage.
Yeah, it all adds up, and it spells 1-1 now.
Yeah, and 76 seconds remaining on the clock, right? You talked about it. Each round that the opponents win, it's all one-sided, it feels like. It's just like somebody gets their offense going, and then they end up baiting the burst. They bait like a YRC out. It's just like, even when you try to commit to one of your safer, quote-unquote, defensive options, they just get read, and then you have to guess honestly. And once you have to guess honestly, it's not in your favor.
Not true. That Geo is a mid-range character, so she can be called out by big damage, but when she doesn't, you know, she's just adding up these little hits or just keeping the pressure on and jacking that risk up.
Yeah, most definitely. So getting a great bounce back from Temple Nut here. It's going to be 1-up in our grand finals. Again, Jan is on the winner's side, so Temple Nut's got to take him down 3 games to get that 0-0 going for a real chance at first place. And of course, there's going to be more information for both of these players. Jan right now has played him a full set already, took it 3-1 in winners finals. Temple Nut already achieving the amount of W's he got in that first set. We'll see if he can surpass it.
Ooh, the trade on the Mega Fist? Okay.
Ooh, try to put the cheeks on him. We quickly dodge that. Gold burst out. Oh, no. Nice. Actually interrupting that. You know, Jan is definitely thirsty to start his games over that 100% tension. I love that from Temple Nut right there. Responding to getting hit by with the YRC with the super of his own. Very smart.
Right? Don't even let him use the gold burst. But man, the RC here is going to... Oh, no, never mind. Going to use this to try to get it set up, but with a little off time.
Yeah, it actually, I think, worked out exactly how he wanted it to. It was just early, like you said, but no, dashing into the waiting arms of the grappler yet again.
Yo, the go back on it. I feel like that crouch heavy could have caught it up back.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. Like, he just did it too early. Like, if he did it a little bit later, it would have caught the up back and destroyed it.
Wow, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and that's why he didn't use the mirror to combo off of it, right? He was like, I'm going to use it to put her in a guess for game scenario instead. It was really smart.
Ooh, check on the anti-air, but standing right outside of the range. I like how Temple Nut just got right back in there and was like, all right, I'm ready for a whip punish. But the dust!
Yeah, the charge.
This could be it.
Most definitely. Yes. The dust combo. You see him putting up the X to let you know that you are not going to be allowed to pass. Your life is forfeit. And Jan now taking a 2-1 lead here in grand finals. That charge dust combo from Potemkin, I mean, you might as well unplug your stick, bro. Like, that round is over when you get hit by that.
Hey, I'll unplug it if it's our friend Octo's combo with the jump dust the whole time. But, you know, regardless of that, you know, Temple Nut down a game here. Jan a game away. He is in winners. He only needs one more to take this tournament. But Temple Nut has come back these 3 games before. So I'm actually interested to see if we can get this tie up. I want to see this game 5.
Oh, most definitely. You know, I want to get as many Guilty Gear games as possible, especially Temple Nut representing for the Giovanna. Again, I agree with you. I think this character is definitely a little bit downplayed. So I want to see as much success from her as possible. But right now, of course, I'm glad people are recognizing the threat that is Potemkin, though. Like, this character is a problem. And it's because of players like Jan.
Oh, I think Potemkin and Geo can hear the top tiers. You know, they're all sitting near each other in that S and A tier. You know, I feel like they can hear all each other's conversations. But what a combo.
Definitely agreed on that point. Unfortunately, the combo did end with Jan outside of the corner. So back to the mid screen, maybe giving him some opportunities to try to take back his turn. But right now, showing a lot of respect to Giovanna's pressure. Does get the knockdown with the 2D. But again, showing respect to the tension, the burst available. RC.
What an RC.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is wild decisions being made here, but a really good super actually from Temple Nut in that scramble situation, recognizing exactly what it was, went with his invincible option, and it paid off handedly right there. Jan holding on to the first.
Right? She recycled that meter into a win. Wow. Ooh, Garuda, uh-oh. This is super unfortunate considering how much damage again.
No. And Temple Nut not willing to surrender his heart that easily, but it's taken away anyway. Jan now on tournament point.
Right, a round away here. Temple Nut has to turn it up immediately, getting caught by the slide head. Now the low, the Garuda putting that damage on the low.
The low again. This time he got hit. Oh no! All right, well you got one guess for game, Sam.
No.
Oh,
I feel like Jan could have RC'd him one off that, but you know, giving the guess here and the combo.
Yeah.
Taking a 3rd tournament for the week and the PlayStation Open Finals.
Yeah, but perfect. Another perfect in another set. What an exclamation point. And again, yeah, I mean, I feel him on that. I want to, if I'm going to go out to a grappler player, I don't want to go out to the command grab, fam. I'll go out to getting my legs exposed like that. The 2K into the 2D.
Yeah.
He made him guess at the end. And I mean, Jan, we talked about how impressive his ability is to read his opponent time and time again. And there you go. Just another clear example of it, putting the grappler game on display. And as you mentioned, took Evo Grand Blue versus North America, took the PlayStation tournament for Guilty Gear Strive Final North America. Let's take a look at the bracket actually and see how his entire journey played out today. Of course, starting with that Borderlands, overcoming the Axel matchup, overcoming the Ram, Lethal, and Ludy as well, and then 3-1ing Temple Nut in back-to-back sets there, only allowing him to get a single game in each set. I mean, just a masterclass in Potemkin play, as we expect from Jan.
Yeah, I mean, he is the veteran of the game, but you know, he had the prestige even back then, and in multiple games, he knows how to play these big body grappler characters and get what he needs out of these matchups. Even if he only gets 2 or 3 chances, you know, he will find a way to get that chance, and we saw that here this weekend.
Yeah, you know, you talked about how prevalent Jan has been in past Guilty Gear games, right? Primarily Axe and Core, and before that didn't really play much Exert. But of course, he's been successful in Marvel and Street Fighter and a plethora of games. And it's cool because there's so many more eyes on the fighting game community now than when he was super prominent in the tournament scene, right? And especially on Guilty Gear Strive and the Guilty Gear series in general. So I'm glad that a bunch of people are getting exposed to how great of a player Jan is. It's been really awesome to just watch people discover it. And of course, you could also become one of those legendary players by going to compete.playstation.com. Get in on all this Guilty Gear Strive action, all this fighting game action, and just in general, the competitive video game sphere over here on PlayStation, how it all goes down. That's you're going to be your one-stop shop for all information regarding that. But that is going to be it for the Guilty Gear Strive action today. Of course, big ups to Akerol taking it in EU. Big ups to Jan taking it here in NA. Leo and Potemkin reigning supreme. Josh, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
No, honestly, I just want you all to keep striving and do your best at Evo, and you know, don't give up. Enter these brackets, keep playing, because when we come off offline, all this practice is going to pay off. And you know, y'all taking your own trip dynamic right now. So I know y'all got some weights on right now, but you're going to feel the gains in no time. Get that practice in.
Most definitely. Thanks again to Josh for commentating with me. It was always a pleasure.
Thank you, Range.
And thanks to all the production for holding it down once again. And we'll see y'all very soon here on twitch.tv/PlayStation. Have a nice one.
ですちょっといいですかすいませんあげますね